Chapter 1069. Rumble. When Fong Ping was tens of li away from Cloud Mountain Immortal Island, a roar was heard. His mentality could not sense clearly, but Fong Ping saw the huge island in the distance. At this moment, demons were attacking the island from all directions in the sky. Under the water, there was also an explosion of energy. Inside Cloud Mountain Immortal Island, those powerhouses also attacked one after another, killing those demons through the seal. Under Fong Ping's feet, the shark demon was shivering. It had already felt the danger. Not only was it dangerous, but now the shark demon's golden body was rapidly corroding. It needed to find an island to rest on shore immediately. However, just as it had this thought, an imperishable substance came from under Fong Ping's feet, and its corroded golden body began to recover. Fong Ping did not care about it, stepping on the shark's head and looking into the distance. This is the overseas Immortal Island? This was Fong Ping's first time seeing the overseas Immortal Island. He was a little surprised. He thought that there was an island above the overseas Immortal Island, but now was this really an island? That incomparably huge land that could not be seen at a glance gave him the feeling that it was a new continent. This was an island? Although Fong Ping was surprised, he quickly recovered. In a world where powerhouses were everywhere, an emperor-level powerhouse might be able to create a passage that was thousands of li long under one attack. It was too small, and powerhouses would not be stifled when they moved around. Not only is it big, but it's also so rich in energy. Even from a distance, Fong Ping could feel the extremely rich energy on the island. This was similar to the realm beyond heavens and the land of domains. At this moment, the huge island was besieged by countless demons. In the void, the wave-like membrane was also trembling, looking like it would break soon. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "Why do the overseas demons have to attack the island? It shouldn't be so difficult to find a place to live, right? The Forbidden Sea is so big. I don't believe that there is no uninhabited island. Then why fight with the powerhouses of the island?" The shark demon was not surprised by his question. The powerhouses on land probably did not know much about this either. Hearing Fong Ping's question, the shark demon said quickly, "Sir, the Forbidden Sea will riot every once in a while. At that time, the seawater's corrosive power is extremely strong. Not only that, the seawater will also converge toward the place where the energy is concentrated. On the uninhabited island, once there are demons living and there is no isolation barrier, the seawater will quickly corrode those demons with energy. However, the Immortal Island was different. A part of the Immortal Island was a fragment of the heavenly realm. The seawater would not corrode the Immortal Island. Even if some of them are not fragments of the heaven realm, when the Demon Emperor God Dynasty was destroyed, many experts killed their way into the Demon Emperor God Dynasty and see some fragments of the Demon Emperor continent. Those fragments also have the ability to resist the erosion of the sea. This shark demon really did know. He added, "Furthermore, the Forbidden Sea is in a state of chaos. It is impossible to absorb energy from the sea. Only on the Immortal Island, with the Immortal Island's great array, can one absorb energy and cultivate normally." Speaking up to here, the shark demon said with some envy, "Also, only on the Immortal Island can one have the opportunity to advance to become a true divinity. According to the Island Master, only these Immortal Islands were connected to the Great Tao. The Forbidden Sea was actually not connected to the Great Tao. In any case, attaining the Tao was extremely difficult. On the Enchanted Island, the Great Path is not extinct, because the fragments of the Heaven Realm and the Demon Emperor Divine Dynasty were left by supreme experts, so it is not a place where the Great Path is extinct." Fong Ping really did not know about this. After hearing the question, he asked curiously, "If that's the case, then why don't you demons come ashore?" According to the shark monster, it was very difficult to reach the peak in the Forbidden Sea. Only by going to some fragments of the Heavenly Realm or the Earthly Emperor God Dynasty could they hope to reach the peak. If it was so difficult, then they might as well go to the land. The shark demon said telepathically, "In the past, there were demons who wanted to go ashore. However, there are many experts on the Godland. The true divinity demons have their own territories. Those who wanted to go ashore were all demons who were not at the true divinity realm. How could the demons who were not at the true divinity realm be a match for the true divinities in the Godland? After being beaten back a few times, they gave up. The forbidden lands in the coastal area are actually the forbidden lands after a compromise. Those who are close to the coast can also prove their Tao. Moreover, the true kings of the Godland do not care about the matters in the sea. Therefore, some demons who want to become true divinity will go to the forbidden lands in the coastal area if they cannot find the fragments of the heaven realm in the sea. Fong Ping nodded slightly. This was true. There were many true kings in the catacombs. Previously, there were hundreds of them at their peak. The overseas immortal islands had their own islands and did not have the intention to go ashore. Those who wanted to go ashore were demons without any backing and strength. Such demons would not dare to go against those true kings. Since that King Kuan has proven his Tao, why is there a need to attack the islands? This time, the shark demon did not understand. He answered carefully and did not give Fong Ping an answer. Fong Ping did not care. Rank 8 was too weak in the Forbidden Sea. It was normal that he did not know. However, King Kuan and the other demons suddenly attacked the immortal islands. Perhaps there were other benefits. Otherwise, Fong Ping did not think that these demons would fight to the death with those paragons. Even if King Kuan was strong, the opponents were paragons. He might not win for sure. Sir, Lord King Kuan has already started fighting with Cloud Mountain Immortal Island. Should this little demon take a deeder? The shark demon was worried that Fong Ping still wanted him to go there. There were many powerhouses there. It would be easy to be implicated and die. At this moment, Fong Ping was also pondering. Cloud Mountain Immortal Island seemed to be breached soon. Should he go? As for King Kuan, it was not that easy to deal with. Although he wanted to reward Big Cat, so that Big Cat would not think that he did not give it some benefits, killing King Kuan was not an ordinary level of difficulty. Moreover, if he made a move here, once he attracted the attention of others, they might suspect him. This time, he came to the Forbidden Sea to search for the evil sect headquarters. On the other hand, he wanted to heal his injuries. If his whereabouts were exposed, it was very likely that he would be surrounded and killed by the evil sect powerhouses, including Thunder Emperor. This is not going to be easy. Fong Ping thought to himself. He was already ready to give up. As for Cloud Mountain Immortal Island, saving them might not be useful. They might not appreciate it. He understood these old antiques' thoughts better than anyone else. Most of the time, if you saved them, they would think that you had ulterior motives or that it was only natural. If it was someone else who saved them, it would be fine. However, if it was a human martial artist who saved them, these fellows most of the time would think that it was only natural. Their high and mighty mentality could not be changed in a short period of time. They might even feel that being saved by a human martial artist was a kind of humiliation. Fong Ping was thinking if he should take a deeder. Suddenly, Fong Ping's gaze changed. Did I meet someone I knew? No. A familiar demon? At the same time, outside Cloud Mountain Immortal Island, a long line of demon army walked on the sea, hurrying over. In front of the army was a gigantic leopard-striped golden-armored monster. The monster had a single horn on its head, shining with golden light, extremely brilliant. At this moment, this monster's aura was high, extremely arrogant. The monster army marched directly toward Cloud Mountain Immortal Island and King Kuan's side. From afar, the golden-armored monster spoke in human language, shouting, "Lord King Kuan, perfected Lord Cloudwood, please wait." At this moment, perfected Lord Cloudwood had already walked out of the island, fighting with King Kuan outside the island. Hearing this voice, the man and the monster looked at the golden-armored monster at the same time. The golden-armored monster was not a paragon, but it was also a top powerhouse among the rank 9 powerhouses. It was difficult for non-paragon monsters to speak, but some ancient mutants could speak in human language before they reached the paragon. Clearly, this golden-armored monster's bloodline was not simple. When King Kuan saw this golden-horn monster, he instantly transformed into a human. He was also a handsome young man, but his expression was gloomy. Looking at the monster, he said lightly, Sky Jiao. Why are you here? Sky Jiao. Yes, Jiao. The golden armored monster was the Jiao that had been missing for many days. However, Jiao now had a surname, Tian. The old cat said that its ancestor was the Heavenly Hound. Jiao now knew that the Heavenly Hound was the Heavenly Emperor, an invincible powerhouse. Although the ancestor seemed to be dead, there was nothing wrong with its surname Tian. How powerful was the surname Tian? It also prevented others from calling it the Golden Horn Monster. Demons below the Paragon usually did not have their own unique names, and even if they did, it was rare. However, Jiao still gave itself a name, Sky Jiao. Hearing him speak, the Jiao said in a loud voice, Lord Ming Ting has orders. Chaos is not advisable in the near future. The demons and the overseas humans can negotiate. There is no need to start a war. Lord Ming Ting was actually the crazy Taoist. As for Jiao, it was now the strongest powerhouse under the crazy Taoist command, the leader of the demons, Ming Ting's loyal lackey. Even now, Jiao was still proud of its choice. Back then, it was left deep in the Forbidden Ocean by that big cat, and there was no one to help it. At that time, there happened to be a demon war in the ocean. It had also been involved a few times and was almost killed by others. Fortunately, it was smart enough not to be killed, but also took the opportunity to devour many demons, becoming stronger and stronger. Originally, it was ready to go back and not stay in the ocean. But that day, the Forbidden Ocean collapsed, and it was almost killed by the chaotic Forbidden Ocean. It was also unfortunate that it met the crazy Taoist who could not enter the tomb of heaven. The crazy Taoist seemed to have gone crazy and went on a rampage, slaughtering the demons in the ocean. Jiao was scared out of its wits, and it cursed the cat countless times. At the last moment, it heard the crazy Taoist's words and shouted, There is a way to enter the tomb of heaven. It bowed its head and recognized the crazy Taoist as its master. That was the reason for the scene that happened today. Of course, as for how to enter the tomb of heaven, Jiao knew nothing, but it was just bluffing. As a wise demon, it still had some ability. It knew the cat, and the cat knew how to enter, and the cat could not find it now. If it found it, then it could definitely enter. If not this time, then next time. Anyway, there must be a way. And the cat liked to eat barbecue. So Jiao suggested the crazy Taoist to prepare some good food first. If they met the cat, it could speak up for it. If the cat did not have good food, it would not help. Needless to say, the crazy Taoist believed it. The crazy Taoist knew a little. Eating, drinking, and playing was fine, but if you wanted the cat to do something, you had to give something in return. Although the cat had entered the tomb of heaven, would the tomb of heaven not open again? And the cat knew where the tomb of heaven was. If others came out, they might not be able to find it. Because of this, the crazy Taoist believed Jiao's words and subdued a group of demons. At first, they wanted to use them as barbecue, but then Jiao felt that there were no more powerhouses in the overseas immortal islands. It would be good enough to build a cat palace for the cat. The cat liked to do that. Thus, the crazy Taoist, who was not a demon from the ocean, participated in this war and led some demons to attack the islands. Jiao did not have the intention to build a cat palace for the cat. This guy's thinking was very simple. It was a war. The more demons, the better. The more powerful demons died, the better. It took the opportunity to gain some benefits and devoured some powerhouses' corpses. Maybe it could advance to the top. Wouldn't it be stupid not to use a free fighter? It had always wanted to trick the crazy Taoist into fighting the top demons. Unfortunately, although the old man was crazy, he was afraid of fighting the top demons, which made Jiao's plan fail. Now, it could only slowly devour some rank 9 demons, accumulate strength, and wait to devour the top demons to see if there was a chance for it to advance. Fong Ping did not know that half of the chaos overseas was related to Jiao. This guy wanted to see the world in chaos. Relying on the crazy Taoist's strength and its identity as the crazy Taoist's #1 fighter, it had taken the initiative to cause trouble and even had conflicts with the overseas immortal islands and even the overseas demons. War, it was unknown how many times it had happened. The Jiao had been eating to its heart's content these past few days. It had long forgotten about returning to Shanghai. It was too lazy to go back either. It was having fun here. It had good food, good drinks, and a bunch of demons had been subdued by it. The crazy Taoist almost did not care about anything, and it was all in charge. Using the crazy Taoist power, it reaped a lot of benefits. Zhao's words made King Kuin's face darken. It was about to break Cloud Mountain Immortal Island's barrier, and now it was told to stop. The crazy Taoist might be strong, but he might not be able to do anything to it. Sky Zhao, this is my territory. You guys fight your battles, and we'll do our own. Since when was it Ming Ting's turn to order me around? Zhao said loudly. Lord Kuin, this is Lord Ming Ting's order. Sky Zhao is just passing it on. Of course, Lord Ming Ting wants all parties to sit down and negotiate. Cloud Mountain Immortal Island can give up a part of the island for your demons to stay. If they don't, Lord Ming Ting will personally kill all powerhouses, wipe out their families, and destroy their sects, Zhao said loudly. Its tone was not polite, but a little aggressive. This was indeed the crazy Taoist order. However, the crazy Taoist's original intention was to prepare for the battle against the evil sections. It was not a good time to fall out with the overseas Immortal Islands. Sending Zhao here was to let everyone negotiate. Zhao's thinking was, if you don't want to fight, what use are you? I haven't reached the top yet. How could the crazy Taoist want to go into seclusion? Zhao had made up its mind this time. It had to fight. It wanted to be arrogant and provoke strong enemies for the crazy Taoist. It would be best if they fought among themselves and killed one by one. If a few top experts died, it would be best if their corpses were left behind. For example, if this powerful fish died and its corpses were left behind, Zhao might be able to enter the impasse realm and become a true overlord. With these thoughts in mind, Zhao was ready to escape at any time. It had brought so many demons here to protect it. Seeing that Kuin King was silent, Zhao roared again. Kuin King, are you going against Lord Ming Ting's order? Lord Ming Ting is the strongest in the Forbidden Sea. If anyone dares to disobey, don't blame Lord Ming Ting for killing you personally. Then it looked at Perfected Cultivator Yunmu. Perfected Cultivator Yunmu, since Lord Ming Ting has ordered, Cloud Mountain Immortal Island must give up a part of the island for the demons to cultivate. Not only that, Cloud Mountain Immortal Island has to pay tribute to Lord Ming Ting every year. Perfected Cultivator Yunmu's face was livid. Pay tribute? Apart from paying tribute to the Sea Guardian back then, they had never paid tribute to anyone else. Moreover, Emperor Yunshan was an emperor-level powerhouse. Although he had left, he was not dead yet. Ming Ting was strong, but he was not emperor-level. Now he wanted Cloud Mountain Immortal Island to pay tribute to him. How arrogant! Zhao did not care about them. It was ready to escape at any time. As soon as these people attacked, it would go back and complain. It would say that not only were they disobedient, but they also scolded it, Perfected Cultivator Ming Ting, and wanted to join forces to kill it. Zhao had already thought it through. When it returned, it would instigate them to fight. It would kill one by one, and it would take advantage of the situation to become a top expert. Be someone's servant? Perfected Cultivator Ming Ting was overthinking. I am the king of the demons in the 7 southern regions. I am also the descendant of the celestial emperor. My status is extremely noble. The human kings of the land of rebirth who were famous overseas were all its chefs. The famous King Wu, heavenly king, subduing. These people had conferred titles on it. Zhao did not forget that back in the 7 southern regions, Chef had conferred titles on it. That was a title given by a big shot. It was conferred as a king. Not only that, it even knew the cat. Although that cat was unreliable, it was still a powerhouse. Zhao was considered its relative. With such a noble status, how could it be a servant to a mere desperation realm martial artist? Previously, there were benefits to be reaped. It was fine to be a grandson. Now, these people actually wanted to stop fighting. That would not do. Zhao had not become a top expert yet. These guys had to continue fighting to the death. At this moment, Zhao felt a little regretful. Perhaps it should make a trip to Magic City's catacombs. It did not know if Chef could come overseas now. There were many good things overseas. It alone could not defeat them. If it called on Chef to be its fighter, it might be able to do something big. Right now, he was leading many demon clans. These silly demon clans had no intelligence at all, and they would fight whoever he told them to. If he added in a top combat power, coupled with their unparalleled intelligence, they might be able to become the overlord of the seas. While Jiao was still thinking, the man and demon in the air both looked grim. But they did not attack as Jiao had expected. Perfected Lord Yunmu was in a dilemma. He did not want to continue fighting, in case Cloud Mountain Immortal Island was really destroyed. King Kuan, on the other hand, knew why the crazy Taoist wanted to stop fighting. Previously, when the crazy Taoist went to the outer regions, King Kuan went too. A war with the evil sect was about to break out soon. Starting another war with the overseas Immortal Islands now might not be beneficial. But knowing was one thing. King Kuan was still extremely annoyed that they were about to take down Cloud Mountain Immortal Island. Even though he was extremely annoyed, King Kuan also knew that the crazy Taoist was very concerned about the evil sect. Now that they had a conflict, given the crazy Taoist personality, he might really fight to the death with King Kuan. King Kuan's expression was ugly, but he did not attack. Now, Jiao was a little depressed. We're already forced to this extent. How can you guys tolerate it? Why don't these overseas top experts have the courage to fight perfected Lord Mingting? If you guys don't fight, where am I going to devour the Desperation Realm's corpse? Should I provoke them again? But if I provoke them too much, they'll definitely kill me. Won't that be bad luck? Jiao was a little depressed. What should it do now? It was in a dilemma. It was not confident and did not dare to act recklessly. If there were two top experts by its side to back it up, it would be so angry that they would explode. Jiao was depressed. Fong Ping, on the other hand, looked at the giant golden-horned beast in the distance. After a while, he mumbled to himself uncertainly, "Is that Jiao?" He felt like it. That golden armor and that horn were very similar to Jiao's. But its aura was much stronger than the Jiao that had just entered rank 9. Even from so far away, Fong Ping felt that it was very strong. It was probably close to the Desperation Realm. Is that Jiao? This guy is actually leading so many demons. Fong Ping looked at the hundreds of demons surrounding Jiao. Among them, half were probably rank 9. He was also shocked. How did this big dog do it? It had actually made a name for itself in the Forbidden Sea. But on second thought, this big dog's diplomatic skills were not bad. Back in the boundary zone, it had become familiar with the demons there and had a place to stay. Now, it was not hard to imagine that it had made a name for itself in the Forbidden Sea. What a social butterfly. Fong Ping sighed. This big dog had actually made it to the top of the demons. Could he make use of it? He was really worried. If he went a heavenly cloud path, he might not have a chance to sneak in. If the big dog was here, maybe he would have a chance. Not only that, the big dog had become the leader of the demons here. The Water God clan was here too. Maybe he could make arrangements overseas. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. Overseas? The Forbidden Sea was a blind spot for humans. It was difficult for humans to know what happened here. If the news spread to the human world, it would probably be over long ago. But if humans had a stronghold in the sea, then there would be an endless supply of natural treasures transported to the human world. There would also be a large number of demon corpses forged into divine weapons and transported back. Not only that, including the Sky Cemetery, the fake Sky Cemetery, and the evil sect, overseas would know immediately. The more Fong Ping thought about it, the more tempted he became. He had to get in touch with this big dog. Also, if the evil sect had the Heavenly Hound's corpse, bringing the big dog there might be unexpected gains. At the thought of this, Fong Ping instantly restrained his aura. Below his feet, the shark monster thought that Fong Ping had left. It turned around and looked up, only to see Fong Ping hovering in the air. It was almost scared to death. He was still here. It did not expect a human king to come. This kind of top-notch powerhouse could not sense a rank 8 monster like it when it restrained its aura. Fong Ping did not have time to care about it. His mentality began to spread. Halfway through, he finished accumulating his emotions. In the next moment, a familiar voice suddenly rang in the Jiao's mind, mixed with infinite emotions. "Brother Jiao, I finally found you. I didn't take the risk in vain. abandoning the overall situation of humanity to find you. That guy Cat actually abandoned you. I've been worried for the past few days. It's good that Brother Jiao is fine. It's good that you're fine. I can finally be at ease. Fong Ping was almost crying. Big dog, can you feel it? I paid such a high price to find you. At this moment, the Jiao was stunned. The chef is here? Looking for me? In order to find me? He even abandoned the land of rebirth? This moved the demon too much, although it felt a little strange. Chapter 1070. Zhao's movement stiffened. Chef was here. Just as it was thinking about Chef actually arrived. This was too surprising, especially when Chef came all the way here to find it. Zhao did not know if it should be surprised or not. But would Chef be so kind? It was not the first time Zhao was tricked. It always felt that Chef's words might not be true. But if Chef did not come to find it, why did he come to the Forbidden Sea? It was still thinking when Fong Ping's voice rang in its mind again. Brother Jiao, those two peak experts want to harm you? Hurry up and leave. I'll be there soon and fight them to the end. You are my partner. I will not allow anyone to bully you. Hearing this, Zhao was slightly touched. Two peak experts. Was Chef going to do what he said? But now was not the time to fight. Chef suddenly came. Zhao felt that it could think further. It was prepared to provoke the two peak experts again. Suddenly, Zhao shouted, "My lords, please don't blame me. I am only passing on Lord Ming Ting's orders. I have no intention of neglecting you. My lords, please take your time. I will take my leave first. I dare not waste your time." Chef was here. Let's meet up first. As for these two, it would see if there was a chance to deal with them later. Zhao turned and ran. King Kuan and perfected Lord Yunmu looked at it in surprise. This arrogant and despotic fellow was now running very fast. The man and the demon looked at each other. Their gazes were cold. They had no intention to continue fighting. They both retreated. The battle had temporarily come to an end. Both of them had to think carefully about what to do next. 10 minutes later, Zhao abandoned the group and sneaked to a secluded place. Soon, Fong Ping arrived on a shark demon beast. Fong Ping's eyes turned red when he saw Zhao. Although Zhao had not seen Fong Ping's current appearance, it recognized Fong Ping immediately. It was a little complicated. Chef really came. Thinking back, when it first met Chef, he was only rank 3. It at that time had only just entered rank 8. In the blink of an eye, Chef was already at the Forsaken Realm, and it was almost at the peak. Time flew. Everyone became stronger. Chef was already so strong. It was not easy for him to still remember it. Chef, Sly had learned to speak. However, when Fong Ping heard this form of address, he cursed in his heart. "You're the chef. Your whole family are chefs. Didn't it know that this big dog wasn't a good thing? What status do I have now? Aren't you afraid that I'll beat you to death for calling me chef? All right, the Jiao is still useful for now. Forget it. Let's not worry about this for now." Fong Ping smiled and said, "Brother Sly, I've finally found you." Having said that, Fong Ping stomped down with his foot, and the shark monster fainted instantly. Fong Ping sent the shark monster flying with a kick. This time, he did not kill it. It was a demon that was used as a means of transportation. In any case, it had given him a ride, so there was no harm in sparing its life. The main reason was that there were too many demons here. There were even a bunch of rank 9 demons. He did not fancy a rank 8 demon beast. If it were in the past, he would have killed this shark demon long ago. The Jiao ignored the shark demon and asked in a complicated tone, "Chef, why are you here?" "Brother Cunning, Chef." Fong Ping suddenly felt a little mushy. F***CK. What was this big dog doing? I'm stirring up emotions. And you're stirring up emotions too? It's fine if you're a beauty, but is it really appropriate for you to shout like that with that big, hideous head of yours? Although he was speechless, Fong Ping still said quickly, "Brother Sly, since I've found you, come back with me. I haven't seen you for a long time. I'm extremely worried about your safety. Go back." The Jiao looked conflicted. It had wanted to go back before, but now, "I've just started my career. I don't want to go back." The Jiao did not hesitate and said immediately, "Chef, I can't go back now. I'm not in a desperate situation yet, and I was just about to look for you. I'm going to do something big this time." Hearing it speak, Fong Ping felt a little uncomfortable. This big dog howled a few times. Only when it howled would it sound like a dog. Now that it had learned to speak, it was disgusting. The man and the demon could not be bothered to continue the pleasantries. Fong Ping heard that it was not leaving. "That's a good thing. I'll have a headache if you leave." At that moment, Fong Ping asked quickly, "What big thing?" The Jiao's eyes flashed, and it said excitedly, "I want to be the king of the Forbidden Sea, the king of the demons." "Chef, is this big thing?" Fong Ping cursed in his heart. "You're quite ambitious. King of the Forbidden Sea? Not even a paragon would dare to say that. No, even an emperor level would not dare to say that." Still, he smiled and said, "Brother Jiao has such great courage. I'm impressed. Back in the 7th Southern Territory, I said that Brother Jiao would become the king of the demons sooner or later. Now you're getting closer to your goal. Congratulations." After the pleasantries, Fong Ping said quickly, "But it's not that simple. Other than the current forces in the Forbidden Sea, there's actually another big force, the evil sect. If there's no evil sect, since Brother Jiao said so, I'll help you achieve your wish no matter what. But now there's the evil sect, and the evil sect has an emperor level. That's difficult." Fong Ping went along with the topic. "Of course, I've had some conflicts with the evil sect recently. I'm thinking of ways to get rid of them, but this is very troublesome." Fong Ping frowned. "The evil sect is very strong. I want to deal with them, but I know nothing about them. There aren't many human powerhouses now, and we can't rashly start a war with the evil sect. Although Brother Jiao is not weak, I think you're still a step away from the paragon." As Fong Ping said that, he sighed. "Brother Jiao, why don't we go back?" "I'm not going back." "Go back." "I'm not going back." As Jiao said that, he suddenly shook his head and said, all right, chef, don't lie to me anymore. How long have I known you?" "Every time you lie to me. That cat also said you're a big liar. Tell me, what do you want? Let's work together." Jiao decided not to pretend anymore. "Do you really think I'll believe you?" Previously, it did believe him, but soon it realized that it could not. Chef was a big liar. In the past, he said that the Martial King was his father, that he was the descendant of the true king, and that the Snake King was his subordinate, but it came to the human world before and knew everything. This big liar. Not a single word he said could be trusted. This time, if he said he was here for it, there was no way it would believe him. As soon as it opened its mouth, Chef shifted the topic to the evil sect. It was 100% sure that he was not here for it. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. This IQ had increased. "You can't even fool me now? I thought you really believed me, and now you're telling me this. I'm so sad. I was almost led into a ditch by a big dog like you." Fong Ping was a little depressed. It was hard to fool humans and demons these days. Big Cat too. Ever since it went to the human world, it was much harder to fool. Fong Ping did not play dumb with Jiao anymore. He said, "Simple. I'm here to infiltrate the evil sect. Don't say it has nothing to do with you." Fong Ping did not give it a chance to speak. He said seriously, "This really has something to do with you. Your ancestor, Tengu's corpse, is in the evil sect. Brother Jiao, do you know what this means? If your ancestor is really dead, you might be able to inherit his great Tao and become the strongest person in the 3 realms." Jiao's eyes widened. Ancestor's corpse? Tengu's corpse is in the evil sect? Jiao swallowed. "Is this for real? Then what do you want me to do?" Jiao chose to believe him. It felt that it was unlikely that Chef would lie to it about this. Every time she worked with Chef, she would gain something. "I'm not sure yet. Do you know where Tianyan Island is?" "Yes." "Do you know a guy called Yunsheng?" Jiao shook its head. It did not know, but it quickly said, "Tianyan Dao has a perfected Lord Yunfei. I know this. Is Yunsheng his descendant?" Fong Ping shook his head. How would he know? But perfected Lord Yunfei, was he from the evil sect? Perhaps everyone on Tianyan Island was from the evil sect. Perfected Lord Yunfei. In the list of 72 lords, there was a perfected Lord Difei who was still alive. He did not know if he was related to this perfected Lord Yunfei. Fong Ping quickly asked. Then do you have a way to sneak in? Or to make some connections with Tianyan Island? Give me some time to interact with that Yin Sheng alone. He wanted to impersonate Yin Sheng and enter the evil sect. He had to at least understand some things. Entering an evil sect without knowing anything would only be waiting to be exposed. Zhao's eyes twinkled. It should be possible. Tianyan Island is now under siege and can't hold on much longer. I am now a demon general under perfected Lord Ming Ting's command. I have good relations with demons everywhere. I can go and negotiate. If Tianyan Island doesn't want to be conquered, they will definitely be willing. Zhao said again, you can set the location as Tianyan Island. That way, you can enter. With that said, it asked expectantly, is my ancestor's corpse really in the evil sect? It was a little unbelievable. If I inherited my ancestor's great Tao, wouldn't I become the strongest demon in the 3 realms? Not only the strongest demon, but also the strongest. Those top powerhouses were all dead anyway. Of course, Fong Ping answered with certainty. Zhao thought for a while and said, then, why don't we kill that King Kun first? After I eat it, I might be able to reach the pinnacle. Chef, what do you think? Fong Ping smiled. Brother Zhao, if the Heavenly Hound's great Tao can only be inherited by non-pinnacle powerhouses, then you will have wasted your efforts. How about this? If you don't need non-pinnacle powerhouses to inherit, we could talk about it later. How about that? Zhao was a little worried. It was not at ease if it did not get what it wanted, but it quickly nodded its big head. That was true. If it could only be inherited by non-pinnacle powerhouses, then wouldn't it be a loss? Fong Ping cursed in his heart. He hadn't done anything yet, and already wanted benefits. This big dog was not cute at all. Besides, he had other things to do. How could he make a big fuss now? Fong Ping thought for a while and said, also, I've been working with the Hydro Clan recently. It seems like they're still in a bit of trouble. Brother Sly, bring along the demons under your command and see if they can help. Hydro Clan? The Hydro Clan's crisis seems to be over. Zhao shook its big head and said, last time I heard they worked with you. Then the demon king that besieged them ran away with the demons and went to another immortal island. Fong Ping was a little relieved. He walked in the air and said, then Brother Zhao, think of a way to bring me into Tianyan Island now. Of course, be natural and don't expose yourself. Also, Brother Zhao, help me find out which overseas immortal islands are not on good terms with us humans. I'm not very familiar with the overseas immortal islands. Some of them are very despicable. Last time, that Nameless Emperor attacked. Brother Zhao, do you know where Nameless Mountain is? Yes. Then when I'm done, we'll destroy Nameless Mountain. Zhao first nodded, then said expectantly, destroy Weiyang Mountain. Chef, there are many treasures in Weiyang Mountain. I've led the demons to attack them many times, but we haven't been able to break their defense. Fong Ping was speechless. So Luo Yu's crisis was caused by Zhao? This was really well done. If not for the crisis, the overseas immortal islands might not be so quiet. They might even get involved. Treasures? I only know a treasure ship that can travel 10,000 miles in a day. What other treasures could there be? So many. Zhao was almost drooling. Weiyang Mountain was said to be a treasure land in the Heavenly Realm. After the Heavenly Realm was destroyed, it was snatched by Celestial Emperor Wuya. It's said that it was the place where the Emperor lived in seclusion. Even if you can't understand the Emperor's great Tao, I heard that it'll be easier to prove your Tao with the Emperor's great Tao. Because the Emperor's great Tao is too strong, other great Taoists don't dare to approach it. If you walk your own Tao, you'll be able to move forward without any obstacles. Fong Ping was surprised. There was such a saying? He had never heard of it before. Seeing that he did not believe it, Zhao hurriedly said, it's true. I heard it from other demons. That demon was raised by Weiyang Mountain. The outside world doesn't know about this. Only the people of Weiyang Mountain know. I was thinking of robbing Weiyang Mountain so that it'll be easier to prove my Tao. All right, Zhao said again. Also some demons said that if we take down all 33 immortal islands and gather them together, we can form a huge fragment of the Heavenly Realm. When that time comes, we might be able to walk the heavenly realms Tao. Zhao said excitedly. I heard that the heavenly realms Tao is stronger. Also, I heard that when the road was blocked, the land and human realms were blocked more tightly. There were fewer in the heavenly realm. Zhao now knew a lot of secrets and said expectantly, the human realm was blocked the most tightly, the land realm was slightly better, and the heavenly realm was the loosest. Big Cat also said that the heavenly realm is the easiest to prove one's Tao. It was not fair for the emperor to block the road. The human realm was blocked the most tightly, followed by the immortal realm's catacombs. As for the heavenly realm, that was above humans and immortals. The heavenly realm was the emperor's private land. Therefore, the heavenly realm's Tao was the loosest. This was the first time Fong Ping knew about this. At this moment, he suddenly understood why the overseas demons wanted to attack the 33 immortal islands. Could it be that these demons wanted to gather all 33 pieces of the heavenly realm's fragments and combine them into a bigger one, so that it would be easier for them to advance on the Tao? If that was the case, would it be easier for those powerhouses who entered the fake sky grave to become stronger? Fong Ping thought to himself. Zhao, however, did not care about this. It said slyly, why don't we join forces and take down all 33 immortal islands, then combine them into a bigger heavenly realms fragment? That might be useful. Seeing that he did not speak, Zhao said slyly again, don't worry, I can trick Lord Ming-Ting into helping. That fool really believes in this prince. Fong Ping glanced at it, speechless. The way you speak, it sounds very familiar. Isn't this me? Fong Ping rubbed his chin. Did I lead you astray? That can't be. This big dog was not a good thing to begin with. Otherwise, it would not have killed the Forbidden Land's emissary and framed others. The man and the demon chatted as they walked. It was very relaxing. Zhao did not waste its time in the Forbidden Sea. It knew a lot of things. Moreover, it used the name of the crazy Taoist to do many bad things. The crazy Taoist did not care much about these things. Most of the time, Zhao did not even ask him, saying that he did not need to worry and that he would take care of all the trivial matters. Fong Ping listened and felt that he did not find the wrong demon this time. Zhao, this social butterfly, might be able to successfully bring him into Heavenly Cloud Island this time. Of course, he and Zhao needed to have an identity. This was also what gave Fong Ping a headache. There were many demons here. If humans appeared here, they would be easily noticed. But Zhao had a way. It vowed, you can pretend to be my servant. I have a humanoid servant. The last few times I attacked the overseas immortal islands, I caught some humanoid creatures. Some of them wanted to join me, but I thought they were too ugly, so I killed most of them. You can pretend to be one, no problem. Fong Ping was speechless. A humanoid servant? Despising others for being ugly. Don't you look in the mirror? Forget it. Demons and humans had different aesthetic standards. Moreover, Zhao was a young demon that had not seen much of the world. Fong Ping did not want to argue with it. But this way, it would be much more convenient for him. After discussing for a while, Fong Ping quickly followed Zhao to one of its lair. Yes, this guy had more than one lair. It had a few uninhabited islands overseas. One of them was where it kept its spoils. It had a storage ring, but it was too small to fit everything. It was also worried that if it was left with the crazy Taoist, he would take it away. Naturally, it had to find a place to store it. On the island, Fong Ping saw many treasures buried in a cave. He even thought of robbing this guy. Had this guy already conquered some of the overseas immortal islands? Fong Ping found many good things. Divine weapons, energy stones, all kinds of natural treasures. Most of them were treasures from the sea, and there was a lot of them. Fong Ping felt that some of them were full of energy. Zhao seemed to know that money could move people. Without another word, it stuffed a few energy stones into Fong Ping's hands. Its meaning was clear. This is mine. I'll give you some. Don't look at it. Fong Ping almost slapped it to death. Do I lack these trifling things? Of course, after Fong Ping's persuasion, Zhao agreed to let Fong Ping keep the things for now. It did not have a large storage ring, so it could not take it away. Fong Ping said that he would give it to it when he returned to Earth. Although Zhao was a little worried, It was worried that it would be taken away by demons one day if it stayed here. At least it knew that it was with Chef. It could ask Chef for it when he got back. Fong Ping was not here for the treasures, but for the people that Jiao had captured. It had locked them here too. Fong Ping's main purpose was to imitate their auras so that he could impersonate them and ask about their origins, just in case he met someone he knew and exposed himself. After half an hour, Fong Ping and the Jiao finally left the place. Fong Ping looked completely different now. His aura had become that of a rank 8. He was now a rank 8 powerhouse from an overseas immortal island. He had been captured by Jiao and became its slave. Now, Jiao was taking him and the demon army to Skycloud Island to make peace. Just as Jiao and Fong Ping set off, Skycloud Island, inside a secret hall, two old men sat facing each other. One of them was true Lord Yunfei of Skycloud Island. The other was someone Fong Ping had never seen before, but he was true Lord Di Qi. True Lord Di Qi's expression was ugly. He said in a low voice, "Di Hui is dead, Di Zhou is dead. More and more people are dying. Ji Hong escaped, so Destiny Royal Court's matter is considered a failure. Now, Lord Protector, Di Fei, what do you think we should do?" True Lord Yunfei was indeed from the evil sect. He was also true Lord Di Fei of the 72 Lords. He said worriedly, "Lord Protector, I don't think it's appropriate for us to return to the sect now. I heard. Di Fei hesitated for a moment and said softly, "I heard that Lord Protector barged into the cult master's shrine and triggered the sealing formation. The lightning exploded and injured Protector. Not only that, the ripples were very wide and many people from the divine court died. Now that he's summoning us back, I'm worried." Di Qi said in a low voice. "Worried about what? Since we're talking about this, there's no need to worry. I'm actually a little worried too. I'm worried that Lord Protector will ask us to test and break the array." Di Qi, where do you think Lord Protector Feng is? Now that the sect leader is not here, the 3 Lord Protectors are not here, and Lord Thunder is in charge of the sect alone, we don't even have the power to refute. If this goes on, it's too dangerous. Lord Protector has his eyes on the sect leader's temple. Once the sect leader returns, it'll be a huge problem. Even if we don't die in Lord Protector's hands, once the sect leader returns and finds out that we participated in breaking the array, I'm afraid we'll die too. Di Qi said in a low voice, "Then don't go back." Perfected Lord Di Fei said bitterly, "You can do it, but I can't. Heavenly Cloud Island is here, and there are still some people of the sect on the island. If I don't go back, Lord Protector will definitely notice something wrong, and it'll be even more troublesome." Then he said, "What I mean is to find a few divine masters and return together. If we go back together, Lord Protector won't dare to do anything rash even if he wants to harm us. If we go back alone or ignore him, it'll be even more dangerous. If we ignore Lord Protector's orders, we'll be in big trouble when Lord Protector brings up the sect rules." Perfected Lord Di Qi nodded slightly and said with some annoyance, "But right now, it's very difficult for you to leave. Heavenly Cloud Island is besieged by the demons. Once you leave, the island will be breached, and the arrangements of the sect over the years will be destroyed. Also," Di Qi said in a low voice, "if you leave now, your identity will be easily exposed. Damn it, if it wasn't for the fact that it's inconvenient for me to attack, that stupid demon outside would have already died in my hands. Yes, it's indeed a little troublesome." Perfected Lord Di Fei sighed. If he didn't go back, he was afraid that Lord Protector would cause trouble for him. If he went back, it was indeed inconvenient now. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. Right when he was caught in a dilemma, a voice sounded from outside hurriedly, "Master, there's something outside the island. Perfected Lord Ming Ting's subordinate, Heavenly Sly, has come to visit. It seems like he wants to negotiate." The moment he said that, the 2 peerless experts were surprised. Negotiate? What was Perfected Lord Ming Ting trying to do? Also, what did he mean when he said that he wasn't going to come with him and that he was going to have that demon come instead? Although they were confused, it would be more convenient for them to do things at the moment if they could negotiate. The two of them said nothing more, and perfected Lord Dichi gestured with his eyes before walking out of the secret hall. Chapter 1071. Outside Heavenly Clouds Island, Zhao puffed out a chest and led a large group of demons to separate the demons attacking Heavenly Clouds Island from the island. At that moment, Zhao was truly confident. Chef was right next to it. He had killed 5 peerless experts. What was there to be afraid of? Crab King. Zhao looked at the gigantic crab and shouted arrogantly. Master Ming Ting has ordered that peace is the most important thing in the Forbidden Ocean. Master is about to ascend to the arch level. Who would dare to disobey him? In the distance, the crab's eyes turned cold. An ant below the true divinity actually dared to speak to it like that. But perfected Lord Ming Ting was indeed very strong. Tian Jiao was also the strongest demon under his command. Killing Tian Jiao would definitely incur his displeasure. Crab King remained calm. Ming Ting was strong, but he was an outsider after all. How domineering. Even the demons under him were so domineering. Sooner or later, he would be in trouble. At that moment, perfected Lord Cloud Water stepped out of the island. Perfected Lord Cloud Water looked at Jiao with a smile. Commander Tian Jiao, please forgive me for not welcoming you earlier. Jiao said loudly. It's fine. Perfected Lord Cloud Water, open the seal. I'll talk inside. Perfected Lord Cloud Water really wanted to smack it to death. This golden-armored beast was so domineering. It asked him to open the seal the moment it arrived. If it took the opportunity to attack Heavenly Clouds Island, he would be at a disadvantage immediately. Jiao said sternly, Perfected Lord Cloud Water, you don't trust me? My presence means that Master Ming Ting is here. If Crab King dares to attack Heavenly Clouds Island now, you are going against Master Ming Ting. Crab King harumphed coldly and did not say anything. Instead, he quickly turned into a burly middle-aged man with a thick, bloodthirsty aura. It was clear that he had killed many people. Jiao did not mind at all. So what if he was fierce? You're just a peerless second stage. Chef can kill you instantly. Speaking of Chef, Jiao looked at Fong Ping, who had his head lowered, and said sternly, Zhan Wu, following me is your fortuitous opportunity. There are countless fortuitous opportunities in the overseas immortal islands. If I bring you to the island, perfected Lord Cloudwater will bring out some treasures. You can eat and drink later. Perfected Lord Cloudwater couldn't help but curse in his heart. This heavenly sly was too domineering. Did he really think that Ming Ting would stay in the Forbidden Sea forever? When Ming Ting left, or the venerable sovereigns of the various clans came back, this golden-armored beast would be the first to die. Perfected Lord Cloudwater chuckled. You flatter me, Commander Tian Jiao. Heavenly Cloud Island can't be compared to perfected Lord Ming Ting's dojo. But since you're here, I'll treat you well no matter what. With that said, he looked at Crab King and said indifferently, Crab King, since perfected Lord Ming Ting has appeared, why don't we sit down and have a chat? Even if you want to attack Heavenly Cloud Island, I'm afraid it won't go as you wish. He was not afraid of the Crab King. So what if the Crab King led a large group of demons? The Crab King was not the Kuan King. His strength was average and not as strong as the Crab King. If not for perfected Lord Ming Ting's interference, he had nothing to worry about. Of course, he did not want to fight the Crab King either. There was no need to. The middle-aged Crab King's expression sank. He glanced at the Jiao but did not say anything. Then he walked towards Heavenly Cloud Island. He was not afraid that perfected Lord Cloudwater would set up an ambush on the island. If that was the case, it might be easier for him to attack the island from the inside. The Jiao chuckled. It shrunk its body and led the rank 9 demons and Fong Ping toward the center of the island. Heavenly Cloud Island, one of the 33 overseas immortal islands. It was huge. Although it was called an island, it was probably no smaller than a province. One island, one country. This was Fong Ping's first time entering the overseas immortal islands and seeing their way of life. Not everyone on the island was a powerhouse. There were civilians too. The life of the ancients. They worked at sunrise and rested at sunset. There were cities, towns, and the sounds of reading and the noises of the market. Perfected Lord Cloud Water led the powerhouses on the island and walked in the air like an immortal. Everywhere they passed, everyone below would kneel and prostrate in awe. This was the country of immortals. In their eyes, the Tianyan clan was where the immortals were. They were all believers of the immortals. Here, the people of the Tianyan clan were the law in the heavens. The lives of mortals were in their hands. These people lived here their whole lives and could not even leave the island. The boundless forbidden ocean was extremely dangerous. If one was not a rank 8, they were not even qualified to go to the sea. As for rank 8, other than the Tianyan clan, who else could achieve rank 8? Fong Ping took a rough look at the huge island. There were no less than 10 cities, and he was afraid that there were millions of people living there. This was the first time he knew that there were so many ordinary people overseas. Of course, there were many martial artists too. The energy on the island was abundant, and it was easy for the people here to become martial artists. Most of them were low-ranked, and there were probably hundreds of thousands of them. This was also the foundation of the overseas Immortal Islands. There were countless powerhouses in the overseas Immortal Islands, and there were dozens of rank 9. Many rank 9s died in the last war, but there were still many rank 9s in the overseas Immortal Islands. It was all because of these mortals' foundation. Without this foundation, it was like a bounded domain. The powerhouses were all old antiques. If the old antiques died, the bounded domain would be destroyed. Perfected Lord Cloudwater, Crab King, and the Jiao walked side by side. The Jiao did not stand on ceremony. Although it was not the best, it still walked side by side with them. At this moment, the Jiao looked around, asking some questions from time to time. After asking for a while, a huge mountain appeared in front of everyone. The mountain peak was cut off. On the flat mountainside, magnificent buildings were built. This was the core of Heavenly Cloud Island, where the Heavenly Cloud sect was located. At this moment, outside the mountain gate, beside the huge decorated archway, many rank 9 powerhouses stood in a line. Fong Ping already saw a familiar face, Yun Sheng, the powerhouse who had fought with him in the war at the War of the Overseas Immortal Islands. The powerhouse who could represent the Overseas Immortal Islands in the war that day, and the leader of the island were all powerhouses. Yun Sheng was also very strong. In the All Heavens and 10,000 Realms ranking that Fong Ping made, rank 9 ranked quite high in the top 30 of the 3 realms. These people were only a step away from the absolute peak. Seeing that everyone had landed, Yun Sheng took a step forward, bowed and said, "Father, the Heavenly Cloud Palace is opened." Perfected Lord Cloud Water nodded slightly, glanced at Crab King and the Jiao, and smiled. "Both of you, let's go to the Heavenly Cloud Palace then." At this moment, among the buildings at the back, an incomparably huge palace gate was open. On both sides, a group of beautiful maidservants stood side by side, holding baskets in their hands. Large amounts of flower petals fell. On the petals, energy rolled, even condensing into dew. Everyone looked like they were used to it, including the Jiao. It was very normal. Whether it was the overseas Immortal Islands or other ancient forces, they all had this habit. They kept a large number of slaves and stored a large number of treasures. These flower petals were just ordinary items. It was all about extravagance. Fong Ping, however, knew that this petal was probably comparable to a rank for Vitality Pill. And just to welcome, there were no less than 10,000 petals scattered on the ground. There were also many mortals in the overseas Immortal Islands. If these petals were given to those mortals, they might be able to create hundreds of middle-ranked martial artists. However, these ancient forces were like this. The resources were only in the hands of a few people. As for reasonable use, equal distribution, and maximizing the use of resources, these did not exist. Not just mortals, even the outer sect disciples in the sect could not think of obtaining these resources easily. Yun Sheng led the way in front, leading the way, stepping on the flower petals. The maidservants on both sides had their heads bowed, their clothes not considered revealing, but they were vaguely visible attracting the attention of others. Of course, powerhouses rarely cared about these things. The Crab King did not look sideways, neither did the Jiao. Perhaps in its eyes, these maidservants were not as good-looking as the demon corpses. Among the sly demons, some demons were restless, not because of the women, but because they were drooling, as if they wanted to eat someone. Just in front of Fong Ping, another rank 9 from the sect saw the situation, chuckled softly. Demon powerhouses, if you are interested after the masters finished talking, the sect has prepared a banquet. He did not say it clearly. At this moment, however, the maidservants were trembling. A banquet! It was not the first time the outer seas of Mortal Islands and the Demon Clan had become familiar with each other. Many of the outer seas of Mortal Islands raised the Demon Clan, and the weak Demon Clan was naturally under the control of the sects, but the strong would often kidnap some people to eat. The sect did not care about this at all. Of course, large-scale killings were not allowed. A few million people would eat a few thousand people a year, and the new generation would quickly fill in the gap. With such a large population, there was no need to worry about food and clothing. How could an island maintain the same number of people? And the contributions of the demons could not go unnoticed. For thousands of years, the population of the overseas Immortal Islands had not changed much. This was impossible, but this was the truth. In some cities, there were even demon race worshippers, and the sacrifices of these demon race were these humans. The meaning of this rank 9 powerhouse's words was clear. Both sides had reached an agreement. It was just a few maidservants. Why not become a dish in the banquet to entertain the demons? In the Forbidden Sea, many things still required the cooperation of the demons. Both sides had worked together before. It was only now that the demons had further attacked, causing both sides to be hostile. Banquet. Fong Ping's heart was cold. This was ancient martial arts. Humans as food. All of them were sanctimonious, but when they did these things, they were used to it, without any burden. Ancient martial arts should be destroyed. Fong Ping snorted in his heart. He did not care about the lives of these mortals on the islands. Non-humans, he did not care. Even if these people were humans, since these people lived in the overseas Immortal Islands, in the Outland, then it had nothing to do with him. But it had nothing to do with these things. These overseas Immortal Islands powerhouses and those ancient martial arts powerhouses disregarded life. This was intolerable to Fong Ping. If such people ruled the 3 realms, would Earth still have a good ending? Even if they kept a dog, they would not kill it just because they said so. But these maidservants kept by these people, they gave them to monsters to eat whenever they said so. They were worse than dogs. Those demons finally stopped drooling. Now they were looking forward to the success of the negotiation and the feast that followed. As for Fong Ping, the only human under Cunning, he was also valued by them. A few powerhouses in front were talking. Behind them, the rank 9 who said he wanted to prepare a banquet also took the initiative to talk to Fong Ping. Brother, you look a little familiar. I wonder where you cultivated previously. Emerald Water Island. Fong Ping's voice was indifferent. As soon as these words came out, this person understood. With a look of pity, he lamented, Emerald Water Island, 300 years ago, I went there once. It was also a good place, too bad it was breached. Among the 33 Immortal Islands, some had already been breached. Emperor Emerald Water left, and there was not a single paragon on the island. Previously, when the demons suddenly erupted, the first to breach was Emerald Water Island. The powerhouses on the island were either killed or stranded in the Forbidden Sea. In this person's opinion, Fong Ping was lucky to be taken in as a subordinate by Cunning. Otherwise, the martial artists on Emerald Water Island who had nowhere to go would die in the Forbidden Sea sooner or later. Fong Ping's voice was indifferent at first. After thinking about it, this was a little unreasonable, so he quickly changed his attitude and became polite. After chatting for a while, the others had already entered the main hall. However, Cunning was not willing to be listened to by the weak, so went into the main hall with true Lord Cloud Water and Crab King, leaving the outside to Fong Ping and the others. At this moment, Yunsheng could not go in, so he waited outside. He was the #1 powerhouse among the rank 9 powerhouses on Heavenly Clouds Island. At this time, the matter of entertaining the powerhouses under Cunning was naturally left to him. Fong Ping had been observing him, observing his words and actions, observing his speaking habits, and observing the changes in his expression. He had already begun to prepare for the next disguise. While Fong Ping was observing Yunsheng quickly walked toward him. He did not have much in common with the demons, but he was interested in Fong Ping, the human powerhouse who was subdued by Cunning. Although Fong Ping only displayed rank 8 ability, he might be valued by Cunning, so there must be something special about him. Brother Zhanwu, long time no see. Yunsheng seemed to know who Fong Ping was in disguise. He smiled and was extremely polite. Fong Ping also stood up, bowed slightly, and said, "Greetings, Brother Yun. Let's not talk about the past." Fong Ping sighed, as if he did not want to talk about it. Yunsheng was not surprised. Emerald Water Island was destroyed, and Zhanwu became Cunning's servant. This was indeed not worth talking about. Fong Ping quickly changed the topic, smiled, and said, "Let's talk about Brother Yun. I heard that you went on a killing spree in the Graveyard of Gods and killed countless powerhouses. After that, you even ranked 27th rank 9, making others envious." Yunsheng sat down beside him, smiled bitterly, and said, "That was just a list made by the human world." King Fong Ping pointed his sword at the divine sect, so the list was unfair. That's still the Emperor ranking and True God ranking. I think the Origin ranking is not fake. Yunsheng sighed softly. Even so what? If you don't become a True God, you're still an ant. Having said that, Yunsheng smiled and said, "I think Commander Tianjiao will become a True God soon. If that happens, you'll have someone to rely on, brother. Now that Emerald Water Island is a thing of the past, since you've started anew, why not let go of the past?" Yunsheng advised for a while, and soon came to the main topic, smiled, and said, "This time, Lord Ming-Ting sent Commander Tianjiao here. I wonder what Lord Ming-Ting's intention is." Fong Ping hesitated and said softly, "It's related to the divine sect. I heard from Lord Tianjiao that Commander Ming-Ting went to the outskirts of Godland once, and seemed to have reached an agreement with King Ren. Now he needs to make some preparations, and maybe he doesn't want anything to happen to Misery." Then he smiled and said, "Of course, this matter is still far away from us. Zhanwu doesn't know much about the divine sect, but you're the 3rd generation first seat of Heavenly Clouds Island, so you should know a lot. Can you tell me more about the divine sect, so I can be prepared?" Divine sect. Yunsheng frowned slightly and soon smiled. "I don't know much about this, but I should know more than you. The divine sect has existed for a long time. It was born long before the heavenly realm was destroyed. It's said that it was established by His Royal Highness King Kuan, one of the 8 kings, the son of the earthly sovereign. In the last battle, the divine sect's 3 great protectors appeared. They were the powerhouses of the 36 saints under the earthly sovereign, 3 great saint-level powerhouses." Fong Ping exclaimed, a little shocked. There were some things that the powerhouses knew, but not the weak. Fong Ping, who was disguised as Zhanwu, obviously did not know. Also, the divine sect has 8 great protectors, and it's said that they're all emperor-level powerhouses. The 72 Lord Gods are all true God-level powerhouses, and rumor has it that the few Lord Gods who are ranked at the top are also emperor-level powerhouses. So strong. Fong Ping was shocked, unable to hide his horror. Then, there was a hint of envy in the depths of his eyes, and he murmured, "The divine sect is actually so strong, beyond my expectations. It's a pity." "What's a pity?" Fong Ping shook his head gently. "Nothing, I just feel that the divine sect is so strong, but it can't unify the 3 realms. It's a little pity. If the 3 realms were unified, Azure Water Island would be the Heavenly Court Orthodox, and maybe it wouldn't be destroyed." Fong Ping said sadly, "His Highness the Kuan King is not only a descendant of the Emperor, but also one of the 8 kings. That's the Heavenly Court Orthodox. My Azure Water Island is also the Heavenly Court Orthodox, one of the divine islands conferred by the Sea Guardian to suppress misery. But now..." Sigh. Fong Ping sighed. Yunsheng saw this and laughed. "Brother, you can't say that. Even if the divine sect unifies the 3 realms, His Highness the Kuan King might not be conferred according to the ancient heavenly court. Fong Ping chuckled. It's all in the past. There's no point talking about it. However, even if the divine sect unifies the three realms, they still need manpower. I don't know much about the divine sect, but I know it's very mysterious. There might not be many rank 8 and 9 powerhouses among them, so they will need some support, right? Does His Highness the Kuan King still expect those true gods and emperor-level powerhouses to handle the trifling matters of the three realms? That's true, Yunsheng said, but he had some thoughts in his mind. Zhan Wu was now Jiao's confidant, and Jiao was Ming Ting's confidant. So Zhan Wu was also considered an important person. Also, what did he mean when he said that Lord Ming Ting's attack this time was related to the divine sect? Did this person need to be roped into the divine sect? However, he did not know much about this person. It did not matter if he was an outer member, but he was afraid that if Zhan Wu showed some expectations for the divine sect, someone would pull him into the sect very soon. Would he suspect him? He was not afraid of Zhan Wu, but the key was that Zhan Wu had contacted Jiao and Ming Ting. Once they were exposed, it would be troublesome. Let's wait and see. Yunsheng made a decision in his mind and continued to chat with Fong Ping. Fong Ping listened more and talked less about everything under the sun. While he was chatting with Yunsheng, Fong Ping was actually exploring his surroundings. He wanted to see if Yunsheng was the cultist alone on Heavenly Clouds Island, or all of them. After a while, Fong Ping's heart moved slightly. He sensed a few areas with the existence of the Paragon's barrier. Fong Ping did not dare to explore deeper, but he paid attention. There might be some secrets in these places. Also, it might be difficult for Yunsheng to tell him too much about the cultist. He still did not know much about these things, and it would be easy for him to be exposed. Fong Ping pondered in his mind. How could he find out more? He did not have the ability to explore memories, but he had other methods, such as exploring the origin of Tao. Yunsheng was not a paragon, so he probably knew nothing about Fong Ping's exploration. The origin of Tao would usually retain some extremely important memory fragments. For example, Qi Huanyu retained some memories of practicing martial arts with King Ming when he was young, and his desire to become a powerhouse. King Ming also retained some memories of his original intention of practicing martial arts and his encounter with King General. Would Yunsheng retain some important memory fragments? Fong Ping thought in his heart and did not delay. A martial artist who was not a paragon, no matter how strong he was, had a limit. Fong Ping's exploration could not be blocked at all, nor could he detect it. Fong Ping drank his tea while looking at the back of the hall, as if waiting for the result. Instead, he silently sank into the origin of Tao and quickly broke into Yunsheng's Tao. Father, Grandmaster is the divine sect's water protector? Fong Ping had just entered the origin of Tao when he heard a murmur, and he was a little surprised. In Yunsheng's origin of Tao, there was a young man who looked similar to Yunsheng. It should be when he was young. At this moment, he was talking to perfected Lord Cloudwater. Yes, Heavenly Clouds Island is Master's foundation. When the heavenly realm was shattered, your Grandmaster contacted His Highness, joined the Divine Sect, and became the Divine Sect's water protector. Your father is also one of the 72 Masters of the Divine Sect, perfected Lord Earthwater. Fong Ping listened and raised his eyebrows slightly. A nest of cultists was more serious than he had expected. Heavenly Cloud Emperor was actually the evil sect's water protector, one of the 8 protectors. The evil sect was really pervasive. No wonder Yunsheng, a rank 9 martial artist, could be a god's messenger. His father was a master god, and his grandmaster was a protector. He could be considered a direct descendant of the divine sect, and his status would not be low. Fong Ping continued to move forward, and soon he saw another scene. This scene occupied a large portion of Yunsheng's Great Tao, Divine Sect headquarters. Fong Ping frowned. This was the first time Yunsheng entered the Divine Sect headquarters under perfected Lord Cloudwater's lead. Yunsheng in the Tao, shock, envy, worship. All his emotions were extremely complicated. A great world, heavenly realm. The Divine Sect headquarters was indeed a fragment of the heavenly realm, but not just a fragment, but a huge piece, even comparable to a fragment of a world. There were countless humans living here, and there were countless countries. And his father, perfected Lord Cloudwater, also had a country here. Here, he was more glorious than in heavenly Clouds Island. Son of God, he was the descendant of Ju Feng, and Ju Feng had a country in the divine sect. His father was the king of the country, and he was the son of the true God. At that moment, Yunsheng almost fell for it. Power, resources, status, the divine sect gave him more than Heavenly Clouds Island. After all, Heavenly Clouds Island was Emperor Heavenly Cloud's dojo, not his father's. Since then, Yunsheng would often go to the cult headquarters. And soon, Fong Ping saw a scene that shocked him. Heavenly Clouds Island had a passage that led directly to the cult. Yes, a passage. Fong Ping quickly compared the situation in his memory with the environment presented in Yunsheng's Dao, and immediately came to a conclusion. It was an Emperor Heavenly Cloud's bedroom. There was a passage that led directly to the cult. So that's how it is. No wonder the cult has not been exposed for so many years, and these protectors have not been exposed either. So there is such a passage. Fong Ping saw many things on the short road of a few hundred meters. Moreover, Fong Ping also saw the incomparably magnificent hall in Yunsheng's memory, the Kuan King's Hall. The moment he saw the Kuan King's Hall, even though Fong Ping did not see anything, he realized that if Heavenly Hound's corpse was here, it would probably be here. The Kuan King would probably not take away Heavenly Hound's corpse. Heavenly Hound was too strong. Even in death, its corpse's aura was extremely strong, and ordinary storage rings could not store it at all. It should be here. Fong Ping made a judgment in his heart and continued to look, but the things he saw gradually decreased. Even so, Fong Ping now had a much better understanding of Yunsheng. Next, it was time to prepare to capture Yunsheng, interrogate him about some things, and then kill him for pretending to be him. I hope the cult has what I need. Fong Ping was looking forward to it. The cult had simply inherited a part of the heavenly realm, and Fong Ping felt that there would be a lot of good things. Even if there was nothing good, it was good to know more about the cult. The cult's powerhouses were too mysterious, and no one knew if they were hiding around him. It was still necessary to know some people's identities. He felt that the divine sect should have such a list. Of course, this thing might be in the hands of the Kuan King, and he might not keep it. Anyway, it doesn't hurt to make contact. Fong Ping made a decision and quickly withdrew from Yunsheng's Dao. Chapter 1072. Just as Fong Ping and Yunsheng were chatting casually. Inside, they parted on bad terms. The Jiao walked out indignantly, its ferocious face filled with rage. Lord Ming Ting wants you to stop fighting, then you must stop fighting. I will definitely report it to his lordship, Crab King, for being so overbearing. Wait for his lordship Ming Ting to settle the score with you. Behind them, the middle-aged Crab King's expression was extremely gloomy. Was Heavenly Sly crazy? Not only did he want it to retreat, but he also wanted it to compensate for Heavenly Cloud Island's losses. This was too much of a surprise. It wasn't the only one. At this moment, perfected Lord Yunfei was also surprised. As long as the war is stopped, what compensation? I don't care. What's wrong with Heavenly Sly? It would be so helpful. Perfected Lord Yunfei really wanted to rip open his head and see what he was thinking. Was this really what perfected Lord Mingting said? He found it hard to believe. Soon, perfected Lord Yunfei understood. At this moment, the Jiao scolded and transmitted his voice to him. Perfected Lord Yunfei, if Crab King is not willing to compensate, then Lord Ming Ting's share will have to be paid by Heavenly Clouds Island. At that moment, perfected Lord Yunfei understood. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Was this a ripoff? So Crab King's compensation wasn't for them, but for perfected Lord Ming Ting, or rather, for Sky Sly? How courageous! A non-true god actually dared to blackmail a true god. However, at that moment, perfected Lord Yunfei was a little tempted. Judging from Crab King's words, a ceasefire was possible, but compensation was out of the question. It would be disadvantageous for him if the situation continued to be in a stalemate. Why don't I take out a portion of my treasures and get rid of the Jiao? If worst comes to worst, I'll just go and settle the score with it in the future. Otherwise, if this stalemate continued and angered the Crab King, how would he have a chance to return to the divine sect if the battle continued? At that moment, the Jiao suddenly looked at the Crab King and coldly snorted. Lord Crab King, I'm leaving now. You won't kill the demon to vent your anger, will you? Crab King's expression turned even uglier. The Jiao had gone too far. It wasn't at the absolute peak, yet it kept provoking it. Did it really think that it wouldn't dare to kill it? However, the Jiao's intention was not to cause trouble for him. It looked around and suddenly said, True Monarch Yunfei, why don't you escort me for a while? After all, I'm Lord Ming Ting's trusted aide, and I'm here to make peace. If I die on the way, Lord Ming Ting won't care if I'm killed by Crab King or Heavenly Cloud Island. Perfected Lord Yunfei frowned. He wanted to slap that demon beast to death. You want me to escort you? What a joke. Heavenly Cloud Island did not have a true god. Once Crab King attacked Heavenly Cloud Island, it was very likely that it would be breached. Would true Monarch Di Chi take action then? He could not leave this place. The Jiao seemed to realize that it had gone too far, and it said loudly, Since Lord Yunfei is making things difficult, then forget it. How about this? Let this Yun Sheng send this king off. He is your son. So surely your Heavenly Cloud Island won't use this opportunity to kill him to frame him, right? Perfected Lord Yunfei could only say that the golden armored beast was overthinking. How could he complicate matters at a time like this? However, this Jiao was afraid of death and greedy for money, yet perfected Lord Ming Ting trusted it. That was a headache for perfected Lord Yunfei. At that moment, Yunsheng spoke. Father, don't worry, I'll send Commander Tian Jiao off. He wanted to probe perfected Lord Ming Ting, the Jiao, and Zhanwu as well. There was no harm in sending them off. Crab King would most likely not attack. Even if Crab King attacked, he might not be the target. Perfected Lord Yunfei pondered for a moment before nodding slightly. I'll send Commander Tian Jiao and the others out of the waters. Understood. 10,000 kilometers was a boundary as well. If it was too far, it was easy to get lost in the Forbidden Ocean. As the father and son spoke, the Jiao sent another voice transmission. Lord Yunfei, about the compensation, perfected Lord Yunfei almost could not hold it in. At that moment, the Jiao sent another voice transmission. I'm afraid Crab King doesn't have the heart to fight anymore. I've already helped perfected Lord Yunfei out of his predicament. I've even mobilized so many people this time round. Can't you even satisfy a mere compensation? Suppressing his anger, Yunfei sent another voice transmission. Don't worry, Commander Tian Jiao. I'll send you off. You'll be satisfied. The Jiao nodded its huge head proudly, as if saying, I'm asking your son to send me off with the good stuff. Perfected Lord Yunfei snorted inwardly. You can be arrogant now, but I'll teach you a lesson after I solve the current problem. Perfected Lord Ming Ting? Was he very powerful? Yes, perfected Lord Ming Ting had the strength of at least a level 7 or 8 true god, but his strength was comparable to ground oddities at most. If the divine sect had not been in chaos recently, perfected Lord Ming Ting would not have dared to be arrogant in Misery Ocean. Perfected Lord Yunfei did not say anything else. He summoned Yunsheng to his side and said a few words. Soon he saw everyone off. Outside the island, the Jiao strode away arrogantly with a disdainful attitude, leading the large group of demons away. Right now, Fang Ping and Yunsheng were the only humans in the group. Yunsheng subconsciously walked with Fang Ping. As they walked, Fang Ping telepathically said, Brother, don't be angry. That's just how Sky Jiao is. He's rude and doesn't mean much. I still have some influence with Sky Jiao. If there's anything you want to do, you can pass it on to me. Yunsheng was slightly surprised. Brother Zhanwu, I don't mean to belittle you, but you're only a golden body. Commander Sky Jiao seems to have a whole new level of respect for you. Fang Ping said self-deprecatingly, It's nothing. Commander Sky Jiao is strong but reckless. After all, I'm more knowledgeable than these demons. Speaking of which, I guess I'm their military advisor. Yun Sheng understood. No wonder. He felt that Zhan Wu's status as a rank 8 was a little high. The Jiao seemed to have a whole new level of respect for him, and those rank 9 demons did not dare to provoke him. Now he understood. Maybe the Jiao was using Zhan Wu as a military advisor. After Fong Ping talked for a while, everyone left the island. Fong Ping suddenly said, Brother Yun, your spiritual consciousness has not transformed into divine consciousness, right? Yun Sheng frowned slightly. Soon he smiled and said, Of course not. The so-called divine consciousness meant mentality of 10,000 hertz. Fong Ping nodded. That was good, although he also knew that it would be more reassuring to ask. At 10,000 hertz, most ancient martial artists would leave a trace of their spiritual consciousness in the sect. Once they died, they would be discovered soon. It was not to that extent. If they died, they died. Moreover, at Yun Sheng's level, he would not have a peerless avatar. There was no need for it. A weak peerless avatar would only have the strength of a weak rank 9. The strong one would not exceed Yun Sheng's own strength. Moreover, such a strong avatar would need mentality to cut at least 10,000 hertz. For a powerhouse, it was almost impossible to cut so much. Fong Ping said again. Then, if I may ask, Fong Ping was a little hesitant. He said telepathically, Brother, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I've heard that brother might be related to the divine sect. Can you introduce me to the divine sect? As soon as he said that, Yun Sheng's expression changed dramatically. How could he know? Yun Sheng subconsciously wanted to silence him, but when he saw the Jiao in front of him, he suppressed this impulse. His eyes flickered. He had no problem killing Fong Ping. He was not afraid of Jiao either. Jiao might not be his match. However, there were still many demons here, and many of them were rank 9s. Once he attacked, he might not be able to kill all of them. While he was deep in thought, Fong Ping, with a sincere look on his face, transmitted his voice again. Brother, don't worry. The divine sect is not an evil sect, but the orthodox heavenly court. Everyone in the 3 realms knows that only the divine sect has the right to inherit the orthodoxy of the heaven realm. The status of the divine sect was really different from that of the cults on Earth. Evil cults were hated by everyone on Earth. This was not the case in the Forbidden Sea and the catacombs. A divine sect was a divine sect. There was no such thing as an evil sect. It was established by the earthly sovereign sun and the 8 kings. There was no more orthodox ancient power in the 3 realms than a divine sect. Since that was the case, of course, it could not be considered as everyone wanting to beat him up. The reason why he hid it was because King Kuan had his own motives and didn't want to be too ostentatious. This was also to prevent people from joining forces to attack the divine sect if they were too powerful. Yun Sheng remained calm and suppressed his palpitation. He transmitted his voice. Brother, you've misunderstood. How can that be? The person who told me this has a very high status. I don't think he would lie to me. Yun Sheng raised his eyebrows and said with a smile, Is that so? Brother Zhan, tell me, who told you that I'm related to the divine sect? Fong Ping said seriously, True Lord Di Hui. True Lord Di Hui passed by Azure Water Island before and said that I'm quite talented and have the potential to become a true god. She asked me if I wanted to become the owner of Azure Water Island. Of course, True Lord Di Hui was still an elder of River Moon Island previously. I didn't think much of it then. True Lord Di Hui once said that if I wanted to and couldn't find her, I could come to Sky Cloud Island to look for the Yun family. It was nothing at that time, but later, True Lord Di Hui revealed her identity in the Outland. She was a master god from the divine sect. Zhan Wu couldn't help but think about it. Di Hui had a status. She was not a peak who appeared out of nowhere. She was also an elder of River Moon Island in the overseas Immortal Islands. However, after Di Hui died, River Moon Island was disbanded. Now, it was occupied by a peak demon. Dead men tell no tales. Fong Ping did not mind using the dead to lie. Moreover, he saw Di Hui's figure in Yun Sheng's Dao. Obviously, he had seen her before. If that was the case, he might be able to get something out of her. Fong Ping said it seriously, but Yun Sheng's expression changed again and again. Did the true Lord Di Hui say it? The true Lord Di Hui was considered one of the stronger master gods. He had seen her before. She was an elder of River Moon Island. She had even been to Sky Cloud Island and knew his father's identity. However, why did she ask him to look for him when she had her eyes on him? One had to know that Di Hui also had her own forces under her. Yun Sheng did not understand. However, there was nothing wrong with what Zhan Wu said. Perhaps Sky Cloud Island was a fixed place and the forces under Di Hui's command were always on the move. That was why she asked Zhan Wu to look for him and bring him into the divine sect. Thinking about it that way, it made sense. Not every force had a passageway. Only the forces that the Guardians belonged to would have a passageway to the divine sect. Even powerhouses like Di Hui had to find the only passageway to the divine sect. The reason why he did this was because he was worried that someone would infiltrate him. Emperor-class experts had a passageway. That was because Emperor-class experts wouldn't die easily, and it wasn't easy for others to spy on them. Usually, Emperor-class experts were the strongest experts of a region. As for the absolute peak, that might not be the case. The island master of River Moon Island was not a guardian of the divine sect. Once Earth Wisdom built a passage on River Moon Island, it would be easily discovered by the Emperor level. When he thought of this, a myriad of thoughts flashed through Yun Sheng's mind, and he quickly sent another voice transmission. Brother Zhan, I'm afraid you've really misunderstood. Fong Ping replied sincerely. I know you're worried about me, Brother Yun. However, if I really wanted to betray you, I would have told perfected Lord Ming Ting long ago. Brother Yun, listen to me. The reason why perfected Lord Ming Ting asked everyone to stop fighting was because he was waiting for the upcoming battle. Perfected Lord Ming Ting, Human King Fong Ping, Qing Hua of Wangwu Mountain, Jiang Yu of Weiyu Mountain, and many true gods of the fake dynasty reached an agreement. Half a month later, they would join hands and attack the divine sect. Zhao said this unintentionally. It trusted me, so it didn't think that I would leak the secret. I thought about it again and again, whether I should say it or not. However, perfected Lord Ming Ting is an outsider after all. He won't stay in misery for long. If I continue to follow him and become enemies with the divine sect, I'm afraid I'll die sooner or later. At this moment, I have no other choice. I can only hope to buy my life with this. If Brother Yun is really related to the divine sect, it's fine even if you have no intention of recommending me. I only hope that when the divine sect officially comes out in the future, if I'm still alive, I'll remember today's favor. Yun Sheng's expression changed when he said that. Join hands and attack the divine sect? For real. Brother Zhan, is this true? Fong Ping smiled. Of course, Brother Yun. Furthermore, Brother Yun is so anxious. I hope you can take care of me in the future. Since Yun Sheng was so anxious, his identity was naturally exposed. In reality, Yun Sheng felt that at this point he might have been exposed. There was no need to continue pretending. At this moment, Yun Sheng did not say much. He asked again, Brother Zhan, is this true? You're not lying to me? Of course. Can the news be trusted? I think the Jiao said it. Do you know the reason? Yun Sheng did not understand. Why? Fong Ping thought for a while before saying, I don't know the details, but it seems to be related to the Kuan Palace. According to the Jiao, there's a Kuan Palace in the headquarters of the divine sect. The main hall is closed all year round. There seems to be something that all parties need inside. That's why they join hands. Yun Sheng believed what he had said. If he did not understand the divine sect, he would not know these things. Moreover, the Kuan Palace was indeed mysterious. Even his father did not dare to go near it. When his grandmaster was still alive, even when he went to the divine sect, he did not dare to go near the Kuan Palace. There was something good in the Kuan Palace? Yun Sheng had many thoughts in his mind. Then, he thought of many more things. This news was extremely important. Should he only tell his father? Or should he take this opportunity to get in touch with the Thunder Guardian and raise his status in the divine sect? If he could spread such important news, he would definitely be rewarded. Perhaps he could also take this opportunity to complete the transformation into a true god and have his own country in the divine sect. Nowadays, Many of the divine sect's lord gods had fallen, and many countries were leaderless. This was not difficult. As for Zhang Wu, at most he would give him some benefits. Zhang Wu would probably be satisfied. If he could be ruthless and kill him directly, it would not be a big deal. While he was thinking, Fong Ping continued, "Brother Yun, I really yearn for the divine sect. I dare not ask you to tell me some secrets, but can you tell me some things that are not too important to the divine sect? I'm too curious about the divine sect, which has been passed down from ancient times." Yun Sheng frowned slightly. He thought for a while and said, "Brother Zhan, can you confirm the specific time and plan of their operation?" He still needed Zhang Wu. He only had a rough idea now. The news was not certain. He needed more information. Fong Ping smiled. "Brother Yun, I will try my best," but Yunxing knew that this guy would not act until he saw the rabbit. He quickly said, "Actually, it's nothing much. Since Brother Zhan is valued by the Earth Intelligence Lord God, you will be a part of the divine sect sooner or later. Brother Zhan should already know the hierarchy of the divine sect. There are the Guardian, and the Lord God. Below the Lord God are the Origins and the Golden Body. The place where the divine sect is located is called the God Palace." Fong Ping interrupted. "I remember that the Demon Emperor dynasty was also called the God Palace." Yes. After all, the Demon Emperor dynasty and the Earthly Emperor are related. It's not strange that they have the same name. Yun Sheng did not care too much. The two were closely related to each other. The God Palace is a remnant of the heavenly realm. It's actually quite well preserved. It's huge, beyond your imagination. Yun Sheng said a lot, but it was all unimportant information. Of course, it was not all. There were some benefits. Tempting Fong Ping was also their usual method. The God Palace has an enlightenment cliff. It's said that it was the highest place in the heavenly realm. Today's Boundless Mountain is also known as a high place in the heavenly realm. In fact, it's just a mark left by a passing emperor. The Enlightenment Cliff in the God Palace is a place where a real emperor went into seclusion for a long time. The charm of the Tao is still there. There, one could comprehend the Grand Tao faster, and even break through the Tao. If Brother Zhan joins the divine sect in the future and has enough merits, you might have a chance to enter the Enlightenment Cliff and become a true god. Speaking of the Enlightenment Cliff, Yun Sheng was very envious. It was a pity that only powerhouses above the Lord God could go there. Even Lord Gods could only go there for a limited time. It was almost impossible for Fong Ping to have a chance. Fong Ping's expression changed when he heard that. There was such a good place? This was similar to what Jiao had said. It said that Boundless Mountain had such an effect. Now it seemed that it might not be groundless. After chatting for a while, Fong Ping suddenly asked, "Brother Yun, how do you usually get along with true Lord Yun Fei?" Yun Sheng was stunned. What did he mean? Why did he ask this out of the blue? Fong Ping said with a sincere smile, "I'm afraid that the divine sect has no father or son. If that's the case, a weakling like me might not survive in the divine sect. That's why I want to understand more." Yun Sheng was relieved when he heard that. He smiled. "Of course not. My father and I are very close." He talked about their daily interactions, but he was speechless. Was there a connection between father and son and the divine sect? In the divine sect, if you offended someone and had no backing, you would die very quickly. After listening for a while, Fong Ping said, "Brother Yun, do you have any close friends? Or should I say, if you go to the divine sect, do you have any friends there?" Yun Sheng was about to explode. What does this have to do with you? Do you want to understand the divine sect, or ask for gossip? Fong Ping explained again. "I'm afraid that there will be internal strife in the divine sect. Also, to be honest, a few people have contacted me recently. They give me the feeling that they are from the divine sect. I'm not sure, but I'm afraid that there will be misunderstandings and conflicts. Forget about the others, but if Brother Yun's good friends are hurt by me or killed by true Lord Mingting, then I'm afraid there will be some discord between Brother Yun and me in the future." Yunxing vaguely felt that something was wrong. But at this moment, he still said after a moment of hesitation, "I also have a few good friends in the divine sect. They are all descendants of some Lord Gods, As he said that, he added, "But they have always been in the divine sect. They have never left the divine sect. Brother Jean, if you meet people pretending to be from the divine sect again, there's no harm in killing them." "All right," Fong Ping continued. "Brother Yun, do you have a family in the divine sect? Do you have any descendants?" Yun Sheng's gaze was unfriendly and cold. "What exactly are you trying to ask? Who are you to care about that?" Fong Ping smiled bitterly. "I'm afraid that there will be conflicts with your wife or discord with your descendants. Brother Jean, you're worrying too much." Yun Sheng's expression was cold as he replied coldly, "For us cultivators, the earth is our bed and the sky is our blanket. Unless we have to leave behind descendants, there's no need to force ourselves to have a Tao companion." In the eyes of many, family was a burden. Descendants, on the other hand, were necessary. Powerhouses were afraid that everything they had learned in their lifetime would be given to outsiders, so they would usually leave behind descendants. As for Tao companions, there were not many people who really cared about them. After giving birth to descendants, very few people would bother about it. Some of them even killed themselves. That was common. No family. Fong Ping nodded. That was good. Otherwise, what should he do if he was pestered by that old grandaunt and wife of his the moment he entered the divine sect? "Brother, how often do you enter the divine sect?" Yunxing stopped in his tracks and looked at him with an ugly expression. "Brother Jean, there are some things that might not be a good thing to ask too much. Brother Jean is also at the Golden Body realm. Don't you think you're asking too much?" He had no sense of propriety at all. To think that he had thought that John Wu was a smart person. Now it seemed that this kind of person would not survive more than a month in the divine sect. Fong Ping cupped his hands and smiled. "Brother, don't be angry. I'll ask again. Brother, do you have a divine weapon?" Yun Sheng's expression darkened. "What are combat techniques good at?" Yun Sheng's expression was already frighteningly ugly. What was this? Asking about divine weapons and combat techniques. What was this? Fong Ping smiled. "It's okay if you don't say." Having said that, Fong Ping took a step back and shouted, "Brother Jiao, attack!" Once combat techniques and divine weapons were used, they would naturally be exposed. He would not be able to get anything out of him, even if he continued asking. Now that he had asked him to use combat techniques and divine weapons, Fong Ping would imitate his method of energy reorganization and snatch his divine weapon. That would be more or less enough. If he really could not hide it, he would think of another way to sneak in. Just as Fong Ping took a step back, Jiao was already roaring and charging toward him. As for the demons that he brought along earlier, they were all sent away by Jiao. Yun Sheng and Fong Ping were chatting earlier, so he did not pay much attention to them. At this moment, Yun Sheng was furious. Did Sky Jiao think it could keep him here? As for Zhan Wu, what was this guy trying to do? He did not turn against him. Why did he turn against him? Despite his anger, Jiao was coming for him. He had to fight back. A long sword flew out from Sanjiao Gate, turning into a long dragon and charging toward Jiao. Fong Ping glanced at it. A top-notch rank, 9 divine weapon. It was taking the orthodox route. Its mentality and physique were not too outstanding. Combat techniques were okay. It was probably self-created. Fong Ping felt that the increment was between 3% to 5%. It was not bad. His strength control was not too low. It was around 85%. Soon, Fong Ping scolded, "Brother Jiao, be careful. Don't break that armor. Are you going to repair it if it's broken?" If it was broken, Yunsheng would go out and change his armor. Wouldn't his father find it strange? Jiao growled. This guy was very strong. How could he control it? Fong Ping watched for a while. Seeing that Yunsheng was about to run, Fong Ping smiled and said, "It's almost time. Don't go. Let's talk." As soon as he said that, Fong Ping grabbed with one hand and broke the void. With this grab, the void broke. It was different from before. One layer was broken. 2 layers, 3 layers. Seeing this, Yunsheng's expression changed drastically. With a casual strike, he had broken through the 3rd heaven. This was not a rank 8. To break 3rd heaven, at least 600,000 calories of vitality was needed. A weak paragon with slightly lower strength control might not even be able to do it. In his shocked eyes, the fourth layer of heaven seemed to be on the verge of shattering, but it didn't. Fong Ping had already grabbed his body. Under his incredulous gaze, Fong Ping slowly took away his divine weapon, took off his storage ring, and stripped his armor. Then, like kneading dough, he kneaded him into a meatball. Then, Fong Ping threw the meatball into the third heaven that was not sealed yet. As soon as the meatball entered, countless black cracks erupted inside third heaven. Almost instantly, the meatball disappeared completely. In third heaven, any crack contained 600,000 calories of vitality's destructive power. Even if Fong Ping went in, he had to be careful. After a long time, he would be cut into pieces. As for Yun Sheng, one crack was enough to cut him into pieces. The space closed. In the next moment, Fong Ping turned into Yun Sheng and looked at the dazed Jiao. Jiao was scared. Yun Sheng, who was not much weaker than it, was killed by Chef just like that. It was really scared. Fong Ping smiled brightly. Brother Jiao, don't be afraid. I won't do this to you. Jiao shuddered. This tone was really uncomfortable. Brother Jiao, then I'll leave first. I'll go back to see my father. Fong Ping smiled brightly and cupped his hands. Commander Sky Jiao, we'll meet again. These few days, Commander, be more active. Don't let the others rest. When I return, we'll all get rich together. Jiao's big face showed a hint of joy, then turned into embarrassment. Can I really get rich with you? You found my old ancestor and really gave it to me? I don't think you're that good. Fong Ping ignored him and turned to leave. I'm going to the call headquarters. I hope I can get something this time. Chapter 1073. Heavenly Cloud Island. When Fong Ping returned, Crab King had already retreated. Although he said no, Crab King's actions were very practical. Leave! If he did not leave, what if he was targeted by the crazy Taoist? Sheng, come to Heavenly Cloud Hall. Fong Ping had just returned when there was a voice in his mind. True Lord Yunfei's voice. Fong Ping dared not say anything and quickly flew toward Heavenly Cloud Hall. After a while, in the hall where Fong Ping was previously, True Lord Yunfei sat on the throne and said in a low voice, Did Tianjiao say anything? Father, Fong Ping said it awkwardly, but he quickly comforted himself for a while. Forget it. It was not a big deal to let the dead take advantage of him. Tianjiao said that True Lord Ming Ting might have something important to do and asked all parties in misery not to start a war. Fong Ping said solemnly. I asked a few more questions. Although Tianjiao did not say it explicitly, I think it might be related to the divine sect. When he said that, True Lord Yunfei frowned. At this moment, there was a hint of nervousness in the depths of Fong Ping's eyes. It was not toward True Lord Yunfei, but someone behind him. A very weak sense. If he was really Yun Sheng, he would not be able to sense it at all. But he was Fong Ping. The moment the space fluctuated just now, he still sensed it. Powerhouse. A powerhouse more powerful than Earth wisdom. Fong Ping was on high alert. He was very strong. At least to him, he was definitely not a match. Paragon rank 8? Rank 9? The person did not use Origin Dao, but Fong Ping felt that his aura was probably not lower than 300,000 calories vitality. 300,000 calories basic vitality. How much was the increase? 1. 8 times? If that was the case, then it was more than 840,000 calories vitality. With some increase in combat techniques and a weapon, maybe it could reach 900,000 calories vitality. 1. 8 million calories. 2 million calories. That was an Emperor-level powerhouse. The person was probably a near-Emperor-level powerhouse. Such a person should be one of the more powerful Lord Gods, one of the top-ranking ones, right? Fong Ping thought in his heart, but pretended to know nothing and did not sense the other party. 1. 8 million calories. Even if his strength control was only at 60%, he would have the ability to finish him off. When the explosive force reached a person's vitality limit, he would have the chance to kill his opponent in seconds. Of course, it was just a chance. However, no matter what, the person who came was very strong. Fong Ping's heart was perturbed. If he was discovered and 2 paragons intercepted him, he might not be able to escape successfully. Just as Fong Ping was feeling uneasy, the person behind him said mildly, "Is it related to the divine sect?" Fong Ping seemed to have been scared out of his wits. He did not dare turn around. He did not know if Yinxing knew this person. How should he address him? In any case, he didn't know him. Thankfully, his reaction was considered normal, and perfected Lord Yunfei was unbothered as he smiled. Hurry and greet Lord Ground Oddities." As soon as he said that, Fong Ping hurriedly turned his head. He did not even dare to raise his head. He bowed and said, "Yinxing greets you, sir." "Sit," Dichi replied, and sat down on the guest seat. He frowned slightly and said, "Ming Ting, this old fellow, is not weaker than me. He and the divine sect have never interfered with each other. Why would he be interested in the divine sect?" "I don't know," Fong Ping said cautiously. It said that he was instigated by human king Fong Ping. Previously, true Lord Ming Ting had gone to the outskirts of God Continent and had some contact with human king. "I know about this." Perfected Lord Ground Oddity's expression was ugly. Di Hui died in this chaotic battle. Damn it. Fong Ping. Fong Ping again. This person deserves to be killed. If Ji Hong did not disrupt my plan, Di Hui would not have died. The one who would have died would definitely be Fong Ping. He had left previously. Otherwise, if Di Hui and him worked together, unless an emperor-level powerhouse came personally, who could be their match? It was a pity that he had gone to chase after Ji Hong. Otherwise, he might have killed Fong Ping previously. Now that Di Hui was dead and Fong Ping had hidden in the human world, there was another ultimate serpent king in the human world. Now that Netherworld King's whereabouts were unknown, he did not dare to kill his way into the human world. If even venerable emperors did not want to go, he naturally would not do it. At this moment, Fong Ping finally understood that it was Ji Hong who was holding the other party back. He was a little surprised. Ji Hong had just entered the peak. How could he hold back such a powerhouse? Fortunately, perfected Lord Yun Fei quickly explained, where did Ji Hong go? He was badly injured and self-destructed his own Dao. Even though he inherited Qi Huanyu's Dao, his injuries are still very serious. Even you can't find him now. Could he be hiding in an immortal island somewhere? Qi Huanyu's Dao. Fong Ping was surprised. This guy was really not dead. Fong Ping did not expect Qi Huanyu to pass his Dao to his son after his death. This guy had a plan all along. Fong Ping suspected that even if he did not kill Life King, Qi Huanyu might find a chance to plot against Life King. Without Life King's Dao, Ji Hong could not walk Qi Huanyu's Dao. Now Fong Ping finally understood why Ji Hong did not show up all this while. Ground Oddity said in a low voice, "I'm not worried that he entered the immortal island. I'm worried that he accidentally found some celestial realm fragments and hid in them. Some celestial realm fragments might contain great opportunities. If there are opportunities left by emperors or other powerhouses, then it will be troublesome." Celestial realm fragments might have been emperors' dojos or other powerhouses' dojos or cultivation grounds. These places all had fortuitous encounters. The heavenly god fruit that Old Wang and the rest found was actually hidden in such a small fragment. The powerhouses had died and nurtured the heavenly god fruit in the small world. That was just an insignificant small fragment. If it was a big one, there might really be a great opportunity. After chatting for a while, Ground Oddity said, "The Ming court is actually involved with Fong Ping. This is indeed troublesome. Since you've summoned us back, Guardian, we should bring this up when we return this time to avoid trouble." Ground Oddity said, "Now that the big crab has left, Di Fei, you and I have to return to the heavenly court as soon as possible." Perfected Lord Yun Fei smiled. "Of course. However, for Heavenly Clouds Island, you stay here and keep watch. If anything happens, crush the clone jade slip and inform me." Fong Ping cursed in his heart. "You want me to stay? All right, I'll stay. If you guys leave, I'll follow right after. I'll say that something happened, and it's better if I don't go with you guys. I'm just worried that I won't be able to go to the passageway. I have to be more careful. Also, it's best to create a crisis so that I have no choice but to enter." Fong Ping calculated for a while and made up his mind. Soon he said, "Don't worry, Father. I understand. It's better to do it sooner than later. Ground oddity, let's go now." All right. The powerhouses were decisive. Both of them did not delay after making up their minds. Soon, they walked toward the central hall that was higher up. That was where the passageway was. Fong Ping followed silently. Yunfei turned back and took a look. Fong Ping said in a low voice, "I'll send Father off." He did not know if this was appropriate. If he did not go and take a look, who knew if he could go in or not? Perfected Lord Yunfei smiled. Ground Oddity said, "Ground Oddity, Yunsheng is quite filial. I think he's not far from becoming a true god. If there's a chance, maybe you can help Yunfei go to Dao Comprehension Cliff. Now that the sect leader and protectors are not here, Thunder Protector can just agree. It's easier than before." As soon as he said that, Perfected Lord Yunfei nodded and said, "Then I hope you can put in a few good words for me. My son has been stuck in the Origin Realm for many years and has not been able to advance. If he can become a true god, the Yun family father and son can also help you a little in the future. You're not far from Emperor level. Some trivial matters need some help." The meaning of this was clear. Ground Oddity was not far from Emperor level. Once he advanced, he would also be one of the big shots of the Divine Sect, the top-notch kind. He also needed some affiliated forces. Now that Protector Shui was not here, the Yun family also hoped to find a backer. Ground Oddity smiled without saying a word. Instead, he nodded slightly. Clearly, both of them had reached an agreement at this moment. If there were two more paragons at once, it would also be beneficial to him. Both of them moved extremely quickly. Soon, they arrived at a hall. The hall was heavily guarded. There were many rank 9s guarding it. The two paragons passed through 7 to 8 checkpoints in a row. Finally, Perfected Lord Yunfei made a series of hand seals and opened a small door deep in the hall. This was not the end. Fong Ping followed along the way, silently memorizing. In the small door was another new territory. The energy was extremely rich. There were 2 rank 9s guarding this place too. Seeing them, they hurriedly stood up to welcome them, bowing and greeting. Yunfei ignored them. Right now, he was looking at an energy membrane in front of him. It was like a mirror. Around it were large pieces of energy stones. Many. Yunfei continued to make hand seals, one after another. It was dazzling. Then, with a low growl, an opening appeared in the mirror membrane. "Brother, this way." Yunfei gestured. Ground Oddity smiled. "This place is still more convenient. Too bad I'm not an emperor. The passageway can't be built. I hope there'll be a chance in the future." Of course, while they were talking, they had already stepped into the open passageway. Yunfei turned to look at Fong Ping. He smiled. "Go back. I'll try my best to fight for an opportunity for you. Go to Enlightenment Cliff. Maybe next time you'll be a true god. When that time comes, it'll be your chance to show off your skills." Fong Ping looked touched. He hurriedly said, "Thank you, Lord Father." "Thank you, Lord Ground Oddity." Perfected Lord Ground Oddity smiled. He did not say anything and stepped forward. Yunfei followed behind. The two gradually disappeared into the darkness. The passageway closed very quickly. After they left, Fong Ping held his head high and said lightly, "Guard this place well. Inform me immediately if there are any changes." "Yes. Don't worry, young sect master." Fong Ping nodded slightly and turned to leave. Now that Yunfei was gone, he was the boss of Heavenly Clouds Island. He would see if there were any good things. Maybe he could get some spiritual crystals. If not, he could get something else. He could forget about ordinary treasures, but it would be good to take some valuable ones. Without anyone to stop him, Fong Ping began to wander around the sect. No one dared to stop him. There were a few Desperation Realm powerhouses on Heavenly Clouds Island. In the end, they either died or left. Now, only Yunfei was here. Yunsheng was the 3rd-generation first seat and the young sect master. No one dared to stop him. Fong Ping went to Heavenly Clouds Island's treasure vault. There were many good things, but Fong Ping did not take them randomly. There was no need to lose the big picture for the small. He did not find the spiritual crystals he wanted. He found a sacred fruit that could restore mentality, but it did not feel good. Fong Ping still accepted it. After going to the treasure vault, Fong Ping was still most interested in the library. These ancient heritage overseas immortal islands might have something he wanted to know. Fifth floor of the library. This was a place only open to the apex. However, no one dared to stop Fong Ping from entering. There were very few books in the library on the fifth floor. There were about a dozen crystal books and a few ancient books made of animal skin. Although Fong Ping was somewhat illiterate, he had more opportunities to come into contact with these things and learn some. There was not much difference between Heavenly Realms language, Land of Boundaries language, and Overseas Immortal Islands language. Of course, there was not much difference between Heavenly Realms language and these forces' language. In the early days, some of the language was still quite different. For example, some of the books he found in Combat Heavenly Palace back then. Until now, Fong Ping still could not recognize what was written on them. Fong Ping picked up a crystal book and read it for a while. His attention was instantly attracted. Sanjiao Gate, the Gate of Tao. In ancient times, cultivators had no gate. On the day the immortal source was activated, the Gate of Tao appeared. It was the Sanjiao Gate, the Celestial Court's Emperor's meeting. Heavenly Emperor Zhan once said that Tao had no gate. Why seal the gate? The earthly sovereign said, rules. The heavenly Tao has rules. Without rules, there is no existence. When cultivators cultivate, there is no heavenly tribulation, no inner demons. They do as they please. Sooner or later, everyone will become a demon. We should establish rules to correct the three realms. The earthly sovereign's words pointed directly at the four emperors. The four emperors do as they please. There are no rules. There are no emperors, no heavenly court, no three realms. Seal the gate, and the immortal source pointed directly at the four emperors. The four emperors have not achieved the imperial path. Once the Tao is sealed, the imperial path will not appear. I'm afraid the four emperors will not be able to achieve the imperial path. The four emperors' combat strength has reached the imperial realm. If they become emperors, who in the three realms can stop them? The emperors are silent. Heavenly Emperor Zhan argued. The Tao is sealed. The human world is destroyed. The human world is broken. The three realms' Tao is sealed. Do the emperors have rules? The earthly sovereign is enraged. The human sovereign rebukes. The eastern sovereign says peace. The divine sovereign and the other emperors are silent. Heavenly Emperor Zhan rebukes. The emperor's selfishness is greater than the public's. They want to destroy the immortal source and break the distinction between humans and immortals. The emperors are silent. Heavenly Emperor Reverse and the other three emperors are silent. Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the earthly sovereign are in conflict. The arrows are shot. The three realms are shaken. The emperors are terrified. The banquet ended on bad terms. The matter of the four emperors is sowing the seeds of disaster. The Sanjiao Gate seals the heavens, the earth, and the Tao. However, it is not without its benefits. In ancient times, cultivators had no gate. Their strength overflowed. They could not control it well. There were many who self-destructed. The Sanjiao Gate suppresses the essence, spirit, and spirit. It is more conducive to the control of strength. Fong Ping looked at it for a while. The events of ancient times were briefly mentioned. The Sanjiao Gate, on the other hand, talked about a lot. The Sanjiao Gate was indeed a gate that blocked the way. However, because of these three gates, martial artists could control their own strength more easily. The three gates divided the power of the cultivators. In ancient times, the martial artist's strength was actually integrated. Unlike now, mental strength was mental strength, physical strength was physical strength, and vital energy was vital energy. In the ancient times, power was mixed. Therefore, the four extreme path heavenly emperors were actually an anomaly. Emperors were all balanced in strength. Therefore, emperors were omnipotent because their strength was integrated. As for the battle between the north and the south, that was after the gate was sealed. Only then did the bias in strength appear. The gate was actually sealed to target the four emperors. Fong Ping was surprised. Was that so? That was true. The four emperors were not emperors. At this moment, They already possessed the strength of emperors. Once they became emperors, would they not be stronger than emperors? However, could the gate really seal the four emperors' Tao? Or was there another reason for this? The nine emperors created the immortal source with great momentum. They did not even hesitate to go against the four emperors and destroy the human world. Could there be a reason? Questions arose in Fong Ping's mind. Also, since this Sanjiao Gate was a gate that blocked the way, could it be that he had to break the Sanjiao Gate to become an emperor? Old Wang and the others said that when they walked the Tao in the opposite direction, they did not seem to encounter any gates. It opened with a gentle push. Could it be that the road was not blocked back then? Old Wang was really tough in his past life. He actually fell out with the earthly sovereign and the others. Fong Ping muttered in his heart. Was he stupid? The extreme path heavenly emperors might be able to fight with emperors, but there were too few of them. They were obviously not their opponents. Could they not bear it and find a chance to hide in the dark? The four of them joined forces and find a chance to ambush a few emperors. Putting this book down casually, Fong Ping started reading the second book. This book was interesting. The Azure Cat went to the Heavenly Court again today. He teamed up with the Heavenly Dog and attacked the Palm Seal Envoy, wanting to seize the 9 Emperor Seals. The Heavenly Court generals were furious. The Weapon Grandmaster said to suppress the Azure Cat, and the Heavenly Dog to prevent it from causing trouble. The Beast Emperor said that the Azure Cat and the Heavenly Dog had an extraordinary origin and could not be moved. The Heavenly Dog was not allowed to step into the Heavenly Court for 1,000 years, did not mention the Azure Cat. The generals were not convinced. The Spirit Emperor injured the Palm Seal Envoy with one palm, saying that the Azure Cat was cute and could not be hurt. The Sea Seal Envoy reported that the Azure Cat had lured away his son. The Beast Emperor came to visit. The Azure Cat had already cooked his son's head and wanted to eat it. Seeing the Beast Emperor visit, the Azure Cat abandoned the Heavenly Dog and escaped. The Heavenly Dog was punished to not enter the Sea of Sufferings for 1,000 years. The Azure Cat stole the herbs from the Divine Emperor's herb garden. The Divine Emperor was furious. The Azure Cat escaped to the Spirit Emperor Palace and claimed that the herbs in the Divine Emperor's herb garden were tasteless. The Spirit Emperor did not care about the quality of the herbs and attacked the Divine Emperor Palace. The Divine Emperor had no choice but to open a herb garden outside the 9th heaven. Fong Ping looked at the book, stunned. Who recorded this? It was simply the Azure Cat's dark history. This cat had been bad since ancient times until now. Moreover, it looked like it had found a backer. The Spirit Emperor quite liked this cat. For this cat, he had fought many times. The Divine Emperor was forced to open a herb garden outside the 9th heaven. Attacking the Palm Seal Envoy, lured away the Sea Seal Envoy's descendant, angered the Weapon Grandmaster. What did this cat not dare to do? This cat is really bad. The key thing is the Heavenly Hound is really dumb. Fong Ping sighed. Look, not being able to enter the Heavenly Court for 1,000 years, not being able to enter the Forbidden Sea for 1,000 years. The Azure Cat did a good deed, but the Heavenly Hound was punished. It was really miserable, as expected of the Azure Cat's good brother. No wonder the Azure Cat missed the Heavenly Hound so much. If it were him, Fong Ping would also want to. It was not the first time someone would take the blame for something bad. He would want this kind of person even if there were a dozen of them. The person who recorded this should be quite familiar with these things. I'm afraid he's also a big shot in the Heavenly Court. Fong Ping checked but did not see who recorded it. Very soon, Fong Ping saw another record, which was also the last one. The Azure Cat disappeared. It said that it went to sleep. The emperors are celebrating, but the 9 emperors are deep in thought. The Beast Emperor is raving. Chaos is coming. The Azure Cat. What is it? The last sentence was full of confusion. Fong Ping's eyes moved slightly. The Azure Cat went to sleep. The Beast Emperor said chaos was coming. Could it be that the battle in the heavenly realm erupted after the Azure Cat went to sleep? The 9 emperors should be prepared. When did the Azure Cat go to sleep? Why would the 9 emperors know that when the Azure Cat went to sleep, chaos was coming? This cat had done so many bad things, but it was still active in the heavenly realm. Did the nine emperors know something? As Fong Ping thought about it, his mind was also thinking about the old cat. Big cat, the nine emperors knows that chaos is coming when you go to sleep. Why? Meow. A cat meowed. The azure cat's fat body appeared in Fong Ping's mind. The next moment, it suddenly exploded. It's fake, it's all fake. I never do bad things. Everything you think is fake. That book is fake. I'm so angry. I don't do bad things. Fong Ping looked at its angry look and was speechless. It confessed without being pressed. There was no doubt about it. This cat was really evil. Fong Ping was too lazy to talk about this. He asked again, "Do you want to sleep recently?" Meow, I want to sleep. You're not allowed to sleep. Fong Ping tempted. I've caught a big fish for you this time. Not only big fish, but also a lot of delicious food. It'll be gone if you fall asleep. Really? Of course. Then I won't sleep. Come back early. All right. Do you still want me to pretend to be you? No, thank you. Go back to basking in the sun. Fong Ping was speechless. Do I dare to pretend to be you? You're addicted to it. It seems like you really don't want to sleep recently. Fong Ping could not be bothered with the azure cat anymore. He blocked the sensing directly and continued to read the book. After reading for a while, Fong Ping felt that he had gained a lot. Recently, he liked to read information related to the heavenly court. Some people might be coming back. The evil sect had been passed down to this day. If he went this time, he might see more things. He hoped that King Kuan also had the habit of making records. In that case, he might know some ancient secrets, including the reason for the battle that destroyed the heavenly realm. 9 emperors. For emperors. Where is Emperor Reverse Heaven? Where is Emperor 9? Fong Ping murmured in his heart. The demon emperor went to the sky cemetery and seemed to be disappointed in the whole world. What did he know? Fong Ping looked in the direction of the mountain passage. Maybe, this time, he would learn some secrets that he did not know. Of course, he was not interested in the azure cat Tengu's dark history. This cat was not a good thing. It was not the first time he knew. It's time to go to the evil sect. I hope everything goes well. Otherwise, I won't be able to escape. Fong Ping put down the book and walked up the mountain. As for Yunfei and the rest, if they were still there, he would say that he forgot to report the news. Zhao said that they would attack the divine sect in half a month. He was too nervous and forgot to tell them. Fong Ping nodded in satisfaction. This reason was not bad. Of course, he could also change it. For example, he just received news that King Fong Ping disappeared. Maybe he was going to do something big? Fong Ping touched his chin and put it down quickly. He had to change this habit. No problem. It's best if I don't meet him. If I do, I'll say so. Evil sect. I'm coming. Fong Ping laughed softly and stepped into the basilica again. Under the surprised gaze of the rank 9 guarding, he opened the passage. As for why he could open the passage, Fong Ping felt that there was no need to explain. Yunfei's handprint was not difficult. Even a rank 9 could remember it, right? The black passage appeared. Fong Ping disappeared in the blink of an eye. Chapter 1074. The passage to Heavenly Cloud Island is open. Who are you? Di Chi and Di Fei have just arrived. Who's here? Before Fong Ping exited the passageway, he heard a few low growls. In the next moment, Fong Ping's eyes lit up. What greeted him was extremely rich energy. It was very rich, richer than the catacombs and the overseas immortal islands. At that moment, Fong Ping felt like he was in the immortal world. The real world of immortals. Fong Ping could not care less about the changes in his spiritual qi. At this moment, 7 or 8 rank 9 powerhouses surrounded him from all directions, glaring at him like a tiger watching its prey. Soon, someone heaved a sigh of relief. Divine Sun Yun Sheng. Just as he heaved a sigh of relief, a powerhouse holding a treasure mirror suddenly pointed the treasure mirror at Fong Ping. The treasure mirror emitted a blinding light, shooting at Fong Ping. Fong Ping was just about to block it when his heart skipped a beat. He did not move, allowing the treasured mirror's rays to hit him. At this moment, a strange feeling came over. The light did not carry any attack power. It was like mentality brushing past Fong Ping's body. At that moment, some words seemed to flash across the surface of the mirror. Fong Ping's mentality activated slightly, probing over. Yun Sheng, son of true monarch Di Fei, Heavenly Cloud Island. Level 10 origin, skilled in swordsmanship. The prince of the Di Fei nation entered the Divine Court's records 12 years ago. Many words appeared on the mirror. Fong Ping's gaze flickered. He had underestimated the evil sect. The other party actually had such a method. This thing was somewhat similar to the celestial peeking mirror. The people from the evil sect had created many treasures that were related to the celestial peeking mirror. It should be related to the celestial peeking mirror's core falling into the hands of King Kuan back then. Taoist Fengyun's ranking of the three realms, the sky screen created by the evil cult. These items were actually somewhat similar to the celestial peeking mirror, or rather, they possessed some of the functions of the celestial peeking mirror. Now, Fong Ping realized that the divine peeking mirror was really powerful. It was powerful beyond imagination. It could pry into a person's great Tao, break through layers of barriers to watch the battle, and lock onto a person's life aura. Song Mao's divine artifact was truly powerful. However, the core was at the projection gate. The divine peeking mirror could only observe the battle and could not pry into the great Tao. On the evil sect side, the mirror that was used to scan him gave Fong Ping the feeling that it was trying to identify his origin. Very powerful. In this way, even if an expert disguised himself as a weakling and concealed his origin, he would still be exposed if he was scanned deeply. This treasure mirror should have recorded the evil sect's martial artist's origin aura. The origin of life. This was something that could not be changed. Of course, the treasured mirror did not give Fong Ping the feeling that it was a divine weapon. There should be a limit to it. Perhaps emperor level, or a saint, or a heavenly king would no longer be useful. However, with such strength, there was no need to impersonate anyone anymore. The treasured mirror could spy on others, but it was useless against Fong Ping. He had truly changed his core aura. It had to be known that even a heavenly king stage powerhouse would not be able to sense it. It was impossible for a mere inanimate object to discover anything. Greetings, divine son. At this moment, after the treasured mirror scanned, the people overseeing all let out sighs of relief. It was Godchild Yun Sheng. Since that was the case, then there was no need to be too nervous. Then, the powerhouse in charge of the mirror explained, "Divine Son, please forgive us. Recently, there have been some changes in the divine sect. In order to prevent chaos, we have to verify the identity of the visitor. Guardians, please leave. I'm not sure if the passageway is being controlled by the enemy." The powerhouse holding the treasured mirror explained for a while. It was not so strict in the past. However, now that many guardians had left, there was a passageway that led directly to the divine palace at emperor level. When those emperor levels left, they might not completely close the passageway. The Thunder Guardian would not recklessly barge into other guardians' lair and destroy the other party's passageway. In this way, there would be some loopholes in the Divine Palace's defense system. Although there had been no incidents of others barging in by mistake, this had to be guarded against. Fong Ping said lightly, "No worries." At this moment, he looked around. The place he came out from was on a huge platform. The place he had just walked out of was a basilica. Nearby, there were many such basilica. Obviously, the passageways should all be gathered here. Around the platform, there were a large number of martial artists overseeing it. These martial artists were all wearing blood-colored armor, somewhat similar to the Divine Palace Army that Fong Ping had seen in the Imperial battlefield. The Divine Palace Army was the strongest army martial artists Fong Ping had ever seen. Even if they were annihilated in the end, the Divine Palace Army of a mere 100 people still left a deep impression on Fong Ping. Very strong, very united, and very good at fighting. This was the first time Fong Ping had seen the military martial artist's demeanor in the catacombs. The moment Di Hao was surrounded and killed, the Divine Palace Army powerhouses all rushed to save their commanding general, willing to sacrifice themselves for their commanding general, all their strength fusing into Di Hao's body. An army like this was rare to see. And here, Fong Ping saw the same standard army. The Divine Palace army wielded blood spears, and these evil sect powerhouses wielded ancient sabers that looked like padeos. They were all elites. Fong Ping glanced around. There were about 1,000 martial artists overseeing this place in all directions. And these 1,000 people, almost all of them were high-ranked. Of course, they were not as strong as the Divine Palace army. Back then, the Divine Palace army that was left behind were almost all rank 9, and these were mostly rank 7. However, one must know that this was only the evil sect's entrance, not the evil sect's full strength. Here, there were actually 1,000 high-ranked martial artists overseeing things, which was already extremely terrifying. As for the rank 9 martial artists, Fong Ping glanced at them. There were only 10 of them. These 10 people, other than the powerhouse holding the treasured mirror who was talking to him now, the others were scattered around. Fong Ping had a feeling that these people's positions were orderly. Once a strong enemy invaded, these people would quickly join forces with the powerhouses on the periphery, like Di Hao, using a joint attack strategy. 100 people in a team. Perhaps every rank 9 would have the strength of a quasi-paragon. 10 people working together could fight a paragon. The arrangement here was to defend against a paragon's invasion. Once a fight broke out, this was the evil sect's base camp. Powerhouses would soon come to help. When that time came, even a paragon would not be able to escape death. Fong Ping was still observing when the powerhouse holding the treasured mirror said again, "Your Highness, True Lord Di Fei and True Lord Di Qi have just left. Your Highness is here for... I have something to report to my father." Fong Ping smiled and said, "My father left in a hurry previously. I did not have time to say it." The powerhouse with the treasured mirror understood and said respectfully, "The 2 true lords have entered the Divine Palace and are already heading straight to the Divine Palace. If your Highness wants to find True Lord Di Fei, you can go to the Divine Palace." Having said that, he shouted, "Guards, send your Highness to the Divine Palace." The Divine Palace here referred to the central area, the core area. The evil sect was huge. Anyway, now that Fong Ping stood here, he could not see the end at all. He also did not know where he was in the evil sect now. There were no special buildings around this big platform, but there was a boundary that looked like a town in the distance. The treasured mirror powerhouse shouted. Very soon, a blood armor warrior came forward. Fong Ping smiled and said, "There's no need, since my father has gone to the Divine Palace. I'll just go to Di Fei country and wait." Di Fei country, True Lord Di Fei's country. Paragon powerhouses all had their own countries. They had subordinates, an imperial court, an army, everything. Hearing him say so, the other party did not stand on ceremony. "Your Highness, please go ahead." Fong Ping nodded slightly, striding out of the platform. As for the direction, he went straight to the town in the distance. The treasured mirror powerhouse did not say much. Although Di Fei country was not in this direction, many people had not entered the Divine Palace for many years. After coming in, they would go to the Myriad Kingdom Square below to find out if there were any changes or other things happening in the Divine Palace. The town below the platform was there to serve these people. Not only that, but some transactions of treasures and cultivation methods would also be conducted there. Many powerhouses did not come to the Divine Palace, but when they did, they would bring some treasures that they did not need, exchanging them for treasures that they needed. The treasured mirror powerhouse watched Fong Ping leave, quickly returning to his original position, continuing to guard the passageway. The passageway here was not only a passageway opened by the emperor-level powerhouses themselves, but also a passageway shared by the other members of the evil sect, and it was also the only passageway that some powerhouses knew about. Although the evil sect's world was big, they had to go through this passageway to avoid becoming a sieve. There were entrances and exits everywhere, and people could easily infiltrate. "Sir, do you need to know the latest information about the Divine Palace? 100 origin crystals will do. Sir, many mystic realms have opened in Misery recently. 1,000 origin crystals can be exchanged for the location of a mystic realm. Sir, do you need to buy a few mystic realm maps? Sir, a batch of origin pills has just arrived in my shop, forged by a true god powerhouse personally. "Sir, do you need to buy some?" As soon as Fong Ping stepped into the town street, many people nearby swarmed over. Of course, they did not dare to get too close, about a few meters away from Fong Ping. They did not block the road, just standing on both sides, bowing and soliciting customers. Fong Ping was speechless. "You guys know how to do this too, huh?" At this moment, the town was also in his sight. The town was not big. He was standing under a decorated archway, Myriad Kingdom Square. It was an ancient town. At this moment, there were quite a lot of people in the ancient town. People came and went on the streets, and it was quite lively. Some entered the shops on both sides of the street to trade, while some simply traded by the roadside. Some sold information, some sold heavenly treasures, and there were also those who sold treasure maps just now. Fong Ping glanced at the guy who said he was selling information just now, saying lightly, "Give me a copy of the latest Divine Palace information." The middle-ranked martial artist by the roadside was overjoyed when he heard that, saying hurriedly, "Sir, please follow me. This kind of information is handled by the pavilion's executive. I only have some basic information in my hands. 100 origin crystals was equivalent to 100 rank 9 energy stones, 100 caddies. This was not a small amount. To spend so much just to buy some information, even a typical rank 9 would find it hard to bear. Of course, there were many evil sect powerhouses. Some of them did not come back for a long time, and when they did, they would buy a copy to understand the recent changes. Fong Ping did not say much, following this person to the street. Fong Ping looked around as he walked. There were many pedestrians on the street, and there were many powerhouses too. Many of these people came from the outside world, and some of them were here to do business. They came from various places, including Lord Gods, protectors, and even sect protectors. When there were more people, there would be a martial world. Resources were not distributed fairly, so powerhouses naturally hoped for more resources. Even if they did not use it themselves, they could use it to train their subordinates. After walking for a while, an antique little building appeared in front of Fong Ping, Tianwen Tower. "Ask the heavens. There is nothing you don't know. There is nothing you don't know." What an arrogant tone. Fong Ping had just walked downstairs when a gorgeously dressed woman walked out with a smile on her face. She bowed a few steps away, smiling like a flower, and said, "Your Highness Yunsheng, it's my honor to have you here." Tianwen Tower, which claimed to be omniscient, naturally knew some powerhouses in the divine sect like the back of their hands. Yunsheng was the son of true Lord Earthfly, and he was also a top-notch powerhouse among the Origin realm. He was not a nobody in the divine sect. Although he had not returned for more than 10 years, he would not be forgotten. Fong Ping nodded slightly. The woman smiled sweetly and said, "Your Highness, my daughter is Yu Ping, the executive of Tianwen Tower's Myriad Kingdom Square. Please come upstairs, Your Highness." Fong Ping stepped in, and Yu Ping followed behind him, smiling brightly. "Your Highness, you haven't returned for more than 10 years. When I heard that True Lord had entered the divine sect, I thought that Your Highness would need to guard Heavenly Clouds Island. I didn't expect Your Highness to be here as well. Sorry for not welcoming you earlier." In just a few short sentences, he had displayed his ability to control information. True Lord Earthfly had just arrived and left by flight step, but she had received the news so quickly. Although it had something to do with the influence of the Absolute Peak, it was enough to show that she knew a lot of things. For example, Yunsheng needed to guard Heavenly Clouds Island, which meant that she knew a lot about the outside world. Fong Ping did not say anything. The more he said, the more mistakes he would make. Right now, he did not know much about evil sects, and it would be easy for him to be exposed. He went straight to the second floor. Under Yu Ping's lead, Fong Ping entered a VIP room. As soon as he entered, 2 middle-ranked maids began to serve tea. The water was made of traces of life essence mixed with energy liquid. The tea was also a type of demonic spirit tea. There was also a plate of fruits on the table, which were also filled with energy. Although it was not very dense, it was still a rare good thing. On the seat, there was a piece of fur from an unknown monster. It was extremely soft and luxurious. At this moment, Yu Ping was kneeling in front of Fong Ping, slightly lower than him. With a gentle expression, She said respectfully, "Your Highness, what kind of information do you need?" Tianwen Tower's information has 9 stars, and information below 3 stars is normal. Below 6 stars is the divine sect, and it does not involve true god powerhouses. 7 stars contains information about true god powerhouses. 8 stars contains information about venerable emperors, and 9 stars contains information about major events in the 3 realms. It includes everything. Fong Ping raised his brows and said indifferently, 7 stars? 1,000 origin crystals. Fong Ping cursed in his heart. This was robbery. Back then, Old Zhang was willing to fight to the death with Ju Wu for 1,000 caddies of rank 9 energy stones, and he was still so happy about it. You want 1,000 caddies for 1 piece of information. What about 8 stars and 9 stars? 10,000 for 8 stars, 9 stars. Yu Ping paused and said with a face full of smiles, "High-level information requires identification. However, your Highness's identity is distinguished, so there is no need to verify your identity. 9-star information concerns the 3 realms, and it is extremely difficult to obtain. It requires a true god-level immortal fruit in exchange, or an origin unique fruit." Fong Ping glanced at her. It was a pity that she did not go and rob. Fong Ping had only eaten a few true god-level fruits. The cat fruit counted, and the heavenly elm's sacred fruit counted. These treasures were ordinary treasures, just to exchange for a piece of information. The unique fruit. The unique fruit represented a rank 9 monster plant, and it could only bear 1 fruit in its lifetime. It was also extremely precious, and each had its own special effects. She really dared to ask for it. So, the 100 origin crystals mentioned earlier were referring to the low-level information. Although Fong Ping could take out the unique fruit, he had it. Not only did he have it, but Yin Sheng also had it. He even had a true god-level fruit. The fruit that could restore mentality that he got from Heavenly Cloud Island's treasure vault was a true god-level fruit. True god-level did not mean that it was definitely born by the ultimate demon plant. Some natural treasures, if the energy density or the origin chi it contained reached that level, were also considered true god-level immortal fruits. However, Fong Ping was willing to use this to exchange for information. The key was that if he exchanged it with Yun Sheng's identity, it would be a little eye-catching. However, Fong Ping still wanted this highest-level information. After thinking for a while, he asked, 9-star information, does it include information about the Sky Cemetery? As soon as he said that, Yu Ping's expression changed slightly. She smiled and said, "It does. Of course, it's just some fragmented information. We can't enter the Sky Cemetery, so we can only gather information from various parties, such as which true god has fallen, and infer some changes. We can't obtain accurate information. When a true god died, sometimes it was actually very difficult for people to know. Some forces would try their best to hide this information. Since the Heaven Questions Tower dared to say it, they probably knew something." Fong Ping thought for a while and asked, "Do you know about the affairs of the human world?" "Yes, for example, the Human King and the new true God Snake King. These are all described in detail." Fong Ping pondered for a moment before asking again, "Do you have any information on the 3 realms' hidden true gods? Now that the mortal realm has released the Myriad Heavens World Ranking, I know that the ranking is inaccurate. There might not be only these true gods and sovereign venerables. Can the Heavens Questions Tower do this?" "Of course." Yu Ping smiled and said, "Your Highness also knows that the Heaven Inquiring Tower was created by Lord Fengyun. Lord Fengyun traveled the 3 realms, and with the Heaven Inquiring Treasure Mirror in hand, there's nothing he doesn't know." Fong Ping frowned. "Lord Windcloud hasn't shown himself all this while. Is he really still in the 3 realms?" "Of course." Yu Ping smiled and said, "If Lord Fengyun isn't here, the Heaven Inquiring Tower wouldn't dare to sell 9-star intelligence. In other words, it was only because Taoist Fengyun was here that they dared to sell the 9 stars information." At this moment, Yu Ping was also extremely happy. Was this a big deal? Tier 9 unique fruits, or true god-grade immortal fruits, were all supreme treasures that could be used even at the peak. Not only was it at the peak, it could even be used at the Emperor tier. For example, The cat fruit could also be used at the emperor tier, or even stronger. Of course, the effect would not be as good. Big customer. It seemed that His Highness Yun Sheng was very interested in this information. Yu Ping took the initiative to mention, Your Highness, not only this, but also some top-secret information on how to become a true god in the near future. Fong Ping's gaze was cold and harsh. You dare to lie to me? If there was such a way to become a true god, would you sell it to the public? Your Highness, you've misunderstood. Yu Ping smiled and said, There is a way, but it's very difficult to do. Otherwise, the Heaven Inquiring Tower wouldn't sell it to the public. However, even if we can't do it, it doesn't mean that Your Highness can't do it. It's all up to fate. Your Highness is only one step away from becoming a true god. Once you become a true god, Your Highness will definitely become a master god. In the future, when Your Highness rules a country, there will also be more opportunities for you to cooperate with the Heaven Inquiring Tower. Fong Ping was silent. After a while, he said, Must it be the origin and unique fruit, or something of equivalent value? That's fine too. Fong Ping said no more. A fiery red fruit appeared in his hand, and he said lightly, Blood dragon fruit, a supreme treasure that cultivates the flesh. Yu Ping frowned slightly. Very quickly, it disappeared. She knew this. However, among the origin and unique fruits, the cheapest one was the one related to the flesh. Mental strength, origin space, origin great Tao. Only the origin and unique fruits that were related to these were the real good stuff. Of course, it was already good enough to have them. Under normal circumstances, it was difficult for the other party to exchange those origin and unique fruits for information. The blood dragon fruit was very helpful in forging a 7th grade golden body. Forging a 7th grade golden body was not that simple. Not everyone could achieve the 7th grade golden body. It was indeed worthy of the title of origin and unique fruit. Sure. Yu Ping smiled gently. Please wait for a moment, Your Highness. I'm going to retrieve the 9-star information. I'll be there soon. No worries. Fong Ping was not in a hurry. He picked up his teacup and drank his tea, watching her leave. However, his mentality was always attached to Yu Ping. He wanted to see where the Heaven Inquiring Tower's treasury was. Using the origin and unique fruit to exchange for information. Did this not mean that the other party might have stored a large number of treasures of heaven and earth? Fong Ping did not have many of these things. He currently controlled a batch of rank 9 monster plants that he had plundered in the 3 major territories. However, Fong Ping did not dare to release them. He had been trapped in Combat Heavenly Palace. If released, these monster plants were very powerful. If he was not around, it would be easy for them to rebel and create chaos. It seemed like he had to put more effort into these rank 9 monster plants. It would be good if he could force them to bear a unique fruit one day. After waiting for a while, Yu Ping came leisurely, holding a jade-like treasure box in her hand. She sat opposite Fong Ping and opened the treasure box, revealing a crystal board inside. This was similar to the crystal book. Yu Ping smiled. Your Highness, this is the 9-star information you wanted. However, this item needs to be identified with Your Highness' origin. Once Your Highness passes it to others to see, it will self-destruct. There was a lot of information. It could not be stopped by word of mouth. However, words were no proof. This thing could only be seen by Fong Ping. If others saw it, it would self-destruct immediately. Fong Ping did not care. He picked up the crystal board and probed it with mentality. A large number of words appeared in his mind. These words were not just words. There were also pictures. There seemed to be a voice narrating. It was not easy to create this thing. Fong Ping also saw a page that looked like a table of contents. He saw a lot of information that he wanted to know. At this moment, Fong Ping did not have time to look at it in detail. He waved the blood dragon fruit in front of him and said lightly, Not bad. I hope it will satisfy me. Your Highness will definitely be satisfied. Yu Ping's smile became brighter. Fong Ping did not care anymore. He stood up and walked out. Yu Ping hurriedly followed and watched Fong Ping go out. Fong Ping, who had received the information, did not stay long in 10,000 Kingdom Square. He needed to digest some things and understand some things. Right now, he was unfamiliar with this place and people. It was easy for problems to arise. Although he had spent a precious fruit, Fong Ping felt that it was worth it. Other things aside, just some information in the fake sky grave was enough to make Fong Ping feel that he had earned back his money. He could only control the life and death of the human's paragon. The other paragons would not let him know. Through this, he could judge the living environment of old Zhang and the rest. He could see if old Zhang and the rest needed help so that he could make the corresponding arrangements. Very soon, Fong Ping found a deserted place and started reading the information on a mountain. Whether he could return with a full load this time depended on this. Chapter 1075. Heavenly Court Chapter. Heavenly Court's 72 countries, 8 emperor regions, 3 sacred regions, Central Heavenly Court. The Crystal Board recorded this information in detail. 9-star intelligence was not something ordinary people could buy. It required status and wealth. Those who could buy 9-star intelligence would generally know these things like the back of their hands. Heavenly Court Chapter also came with a detailed map. This was exactly what Fong Ping needed the most. The cult headquarters was huge. The outermost area was surrounded by 72 true god temples. Each temple was more than 1,000 miles apart. In other words, the cult's core area alone could be regarded as a circle with a circumference of 70,000 miles and a diameter of more than 20,000 miles. And a diameter of 20,000 miles was comparable to the size of Earth. Yes, the celestial realm fragment where the cult was located was as big as Earth. This showed how terrifying it was. However, compared to the catacombs, it was still far from it. The cult's countries were also divided according to strength, advancing layer by layer. The Lord Gods were at the outermost area, like the outer area of the catacombs. In the middle was the territory of the 8 emperors and the 3 great guardians. In the middle was the direct jurisdiction of the divine sect. That was where the divine sect's core was located. 72 divine masters. Last time I counted, 27 of them died. 28 of them entered the fake sky grave, leaving 17. Now Earth Wisdom and Earth Zhou are dead. According to my calculations, there are 15 left. On the map, the countries where the Lord Gods had died were marked. The countries where the Lord Gods had fallen were dark in color, representing a country without a master. The number of deaths was more than Fong Ping had expected. A total of 33 Lord Gods had fallen. Some died before, some died in the sky grave. Even so, the cult still had 39 Lord Gods alive. Of course, some of them were in the fake sky grave. There was also information about the sky grave. Fong Ping flipped through it quickly. Now there were 25 confirmed Lord Gods still alive in the sky grave. There were 39 Lord Gods alive, and 25 entered the sky grave. Based on this calculation, there were still 14 absolute masters outside the sky grave. Of course, it did not rule out that some of them had hidden their identities and entered the sky grave. Di Fei, Di Qi. These were the 2 Lord Gods powerhouses that Fong Ping knew so far. 8 guardians. It was said that 3 died in the early years. Other than Taoist Feng Yin and Guardian Thunder outside, the other 3 were in the sky grave. The identities of the other 2 were unknown. 14 absolute masters. 2 emperor ranks have been confirmed. Fong Ping watched for a while. This time, he had a clearer understanding of the evil sect's strength. The number of paragons might be even fewer than 14. Fong Ping deduced that there were definitely evil sect paragons with other identities who had entered the fake sky grave. Looks like he's just SSO. For some reason, Fong Ping felt a little inflated. Was there a lot of 14 paragons and 2 martial emperors? Okay, a lot. At the very least, in the current 3 realms, he was incomparably powerful and invincible. Compared to the Emperor class and peak-level martial emperors that had appeared in the king-level battlefield, they were really not worth mentioning. Moreover, the evil sect had actually lost 5 paragons in the heavenly cemetery this time. From the looks of it, the situation did not seem too good. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was happy to see it happen. It was very likely that it was done by the humans. It seemed like the humans had killed a lot of enemies this time. Evil cults have countless resources and natural treasures in every country. Dividing the territory of the Paragons is actually the division of resources. Fong Ping looked at it for a while and understood. These countries had actually existed for the sake of competing for resources. Some of these countries had even gone to war with each other. Plunder resources, plunder population, plunder everything. After looking at it for a while, Fong Ping saw a few interesting messages. Thunder Protector was injured in the Earth King Palace previously. A killing array exploded in the Earth King Palace, and the nearby area suffered heavy losses. The God Court Army's commander-in-chief, true Lord Earth Hero, was furious and questioned Thunder Protector. It was suspected that a conflict had broken out. True Lord Earth Hero ranked 4th Master God, or rather, ranked 1st. This was because the top 3 Master Gods had not appeared for many years. No, the top 2, the 3rd true Lord Earth Brave, had died many years ago. The one who killed him was none other than Heaven's Suppressing King. Today, the number 1 Master God, true Lord Earth Hero, served as the commander-in-chief of the evil sect God Court Army, and was also the Earth King's confidant. He did not appear previously and had always been in closed-door cultivation. He was not in closed-door cultivation anywhere else but in the Earth King Palace area. Thunder Protector did not know that this person was in closed-door cultivation here. The Earth King Palace's chi dynamic was chaotic, and he could not sense anything. In the end, a few days ago, when he probed the Earth King Palace, the array explosion this time was more intense and caused a huge commotion. This true Lord Earth Hero, who was in closed-door cultivation, came out. He was ranked even higher than Ground Oddity. It was said that he was only 1 step away from Emperor level, truly 1 step away. True Lord Earth Hero was not afraid of the Thunder Protector. Both of them had a conflict because of this. Of course, they did not fight. The information did not say that both of them had fought. It was just a verbal conflict. Interesting. Fong Ping was deep in thought. It seemed that this Thunder Protector was also coveting something. Now that he had a conflict with the Earth King's confidant general, this was a good thing. Earth Hero and Ground Oddity, these two should be the most powerful paragons. Together with Taoist Feng Yun and the Thunder Protector, they form the current 4 forces of the evil sect. Fong Ping looked at the evil sect's forces for a while and began to look at some other information. The evil sect had been established for a long time. When the heavenly realm had just fallen, the Earth King seized this lock piece and established the evil sect. This fragment was said to be an area where the heavenly court was located in the past. The heavenly court covered a large area and was also the core of the heavenly realm. On this fragment, there were many dangerous places as well as places of fortuitous opportunities. For example, Enlightened Cliff was known as one of the 3 treasure lands of the heavenly court. As for the other 2 treasured lands, one was the Heavenly Wood Forest, and the other was the Longevity Spring. Enlightened Cliff, Skywood Forest, Longevity Spring. These were the 3 most magical treasure lands of this mainland. Enlightened Cliff could be enlightened. Origin powerhouses might be able to enlighten the Great Path more easily here, go further, and have a bright future. Skywood Forest, or rather, it was not a forest. It was just the boundary where a big tree was located. It was not a monster plant, but a big tree. Monster plants had intelligence and life. A long time ago, trees did not have intelligence. At that time, they could not be called monsters. There was a big tree in Skywood Forest called Skywood. It was said that it existed when the heavenly court was established. When the Emperor God cultivated monster plants, he had thought of cultivating the Skywood. However, it was not known if the big tree had always lived in the heavenly court and was suppressed by the emperors and powerhouses, so it could not develop intelligence. This tree was still a tree. However, it lived for an extremely long time. The reason why this place was called a treasure land was because of the rich life force of this tree. Some powerhouses who were about to reach the end of their lifespans had obtained some opportunities here and extended their lifespans. Not only that, this tree had lived for too long and had witnessed countless histories. It was said that if one was lucky, they might be able to see some scenes from the ancient times. This included the emperors playing chess under the tree discussing, and guiding their disciples. For many people, this was also a huge opportunity. As for the third treasure land, the longevity spring, as the name suggested, was related to longevity. In the eyes of ancient martial artists, longevity was actually a symbol of strength. Legend had it that the longevity spring was the first spring born in the heavenly realm. Usually, it was no different from ordinary spring water, but sometimes it would suddenly awaken. Once awakened, the spring water would have unimaginable power. Fong Ping also saw a piece of information here. Rumor had it that the earthly emperor liked to grow fruits and vegetables. Those were not ordinary fruits and vegetables, but they had all kinds of special effects. And these fruits and vegetables were actually irrigated with the spring water of a longevity spring. The spring water played a big role in turning ordinary fruits and vegetables into treasures that were comparable to divine fruits. Treasure land. Fong Ping's eyes flashed. This was a good place. He suspected that the spring water had the effect of restoring brain nuclei. There was no other reason. The cat had a cabbage. It was said to be the cabbage of the earthly emperor. The cat had always been reluctant to eat this cabbage. The last time he asked, it seemed to have the effect of restoring mentality. Of course, the cat only had this one cabbage. Fong Ping felt that a cabbage could not save him, so he did not trick the cat into giving it to him. But now, the evil sect actually had the longevity spring. Although the three treasure lands were heavily guarded and difficult to enter, there was still a chance. Moreover, Enlightenment Cliff and the longevity spring were not open to the public, but Skywood Forest was. This was because Skywood Forest covered a large area, and it was really the kind that depended on luck. Although there were also Divine Court military powerhouses guarding here, they did not restrict people from coming and going. Of course, the forest was also very dangerous. Ordinary martial artists would also be courting death if they went there. But every year, there were still many martial artists who went there in search of opportunities. Interesting. Fong Ping continued reading. There was too much information about the divine sect, so much that he could not read it all. Fong Ping quickly looked at the human chapter. This time he saw many interesting things. Martial King, Zhang Tao, the leader of the human world. When he was young, he mingled in the streets. 100 years ago, the human world opened a new martial art. Zhang Tao came into contact with martial arts by chance. Although his talent was ordinary, his means were superb. With the excuse of a sharp tongue, he worshipped the previous leader of the education ministry as his godfather. Cough, cough, cough. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. He really did not know about this, or rather, no one in Sino Nation knew about it. Old Zhang had also worshipped someone as his godfather? He seemed to have heard of this before. Warlord had done it before, and he had worshipped the Heavenly King as his godfather. But no one knew that Zhang Tao had actually worshipped the previous Minister of Education as his godfather. Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. This evil sect was quite capable. Even this matter had been dug out. Fong Ping continued reading. He originally wanted to read it as gossip, but soon, Fong Ping's expression became much more serious. When Zhang Tao had just entered the middle ranks, he obtained an opportunity in Purple Cap Mountain and bathed in the Emperor's blood. Since then, he has improved by leaps and bounds, and it was unstoppable. I originally thought it was the Devil Emperor's plan and Gong Yuzi's execution. Later, it was discovered that it might not be related to the Devil Emperor, but the Heavenly King's plan. 300 years ago, the Heavenly King entered Purple Cap Mountain first and took away the divine fortune-telling lord. It was suspected that he had reached a secret agreement with Gong Yuzi. Other than the divine fortune-telling lord, it was suspected that he had taken away other things. After the Heavenly King, the Netherworld King Li Jun got to know Zhang Tao. Li Jun's family had a long history of learning. Before Zhang Tao proved his Tao, Li Jun provided a large amount of resources, treasures, martial arts, secret arts to the Martial King. This must have been found out by Taoist Feng Yun. Zhang Tao was actually somewhat similar to Fong Ping. They both started out as commoners, and they did not know much about martial arts. At that time, martial arts was not as prosperous as it is now. Martial arts universities had only just appeared, Zhang Tao was actually not a student who graduated from martial arts universities. He was also not a sect martial artist. It could be said that Zhang Tao was an ordinary commoner martial artist. Although he had worshipped his godfather, the Minister of Education back then did not have much time to care about him. On the other hand, Li Jun's family had a long history of learning, and he had a deep understanding of martial arts. It was also after he met Zhang Tao that he taught Zhang Tao many things. He was not Zhang Tao's guide on martial arts, but he was one of the most crucial ways for Zhang Tao to become stronger. Without Li Jun's help, Zhang Tao would never have reached this step. Since Li Jun was the descendant of Heavenly King Jun, Taoist Fengyan guessed that this was all part of Heavenly King Jun's plan. As for Li Jun, he might not know anything. Perhaps it was the heaven-subduing Heavenly King who secretly guided everything, allowing the three of them to get to know each other and become good friends who fought together. Heavenly King Subduing's plan. Fang Ping frowned slightly. How did Heavenly King Jin know that Zhang Tao had a bright future? Old Zhang. Is he also a resurrected martial artist? Fang Ping shook his head. Forget it, he would not think about this anymore. Taoist Fengyan was only guessing. Very quickly, Fang Ping saw another piece of information that piqued his interest. Demon Emperor, Unquestionable Sword. Unquestionable Sword might have already reincarnated. When the Demon Emperor appeared in the graveyard of the gods, his golden body didn't match his consciousness. Fang Ping. When he saw the first name, Fang Ping almost cursed it out loud. Bullsh *T. You are the Demon Emperor. But he was indeed a little suspicious. Wang Jinyang, Yao Qingjun, Li Hansong. As Fang Ping watched, he was speechless. All right, they were all suspicious. You might as well stop guessing. But there were more. Li Jun, Jiang Tianming, Jiang Chao, Jiang Hao. Fang Ping's gaze flickered slightly. Actually, he roughly knew who the Demon Emperor was, but he had not confirmed it yet. Because once he confirmed it, he might have to shed all pretense of cordiality with the Demon Emperor. But Jiang Tianming? Warlord? He had never thought of this person. Why would Taoist Fengyan think of him? Moreover, even the old cat said that it knew Warlord. How could the brush general suspect Warlord? That's true. Taoist Fengyan didn't know what the old cat said. Warlord walked out of Purple Cat Mountain. It's not unreasonable for him to suspect that he was replaced. Fang Ping watched for a while. He had to admit that Taoist Fengyan was quite capable. Some things, even Taoist Fengyan did not know where he dug them out from. Fang Ping suspected that Taoist Fengyan had entered Earth before. The reason why he was not discovered might have something to do with the treasured mirror in his hands that was a replica of the divine peephole. In the next moment, Fang Ping found another interesting piece of information. Tianji and Tianming, the two kings, hiding in the graveyard of the gods, suspected not to heal, but to protect. After the war between the North and the South ended, all the emperors left. The two kings gave up on the fake dynasty and hid in the graveyard of the gods. Maybe it's not just to heal. This time, Fang Ping's interest was piqued again. Not to heal? That was true. Back then, the other powerhouses had all left. The two kings were not at the point of death. Why did they give up on the catacombs and hide? After all, the other emperor-level powerhouses were also injured, but they did not give up on their family businesses. Protect. Protect who? A voice flashed in Fang Ping's mind. If there was anything in the king battlefield that was worth protecting, it would probably be the origin space. It could not be. However, if that person was really Hong Yu, the son of the earthly sovereign, and the two kings were powerhouses under the earthly sovereign's command, it was not impossible. Is this a show of the Zhao family's orphans? Fang Ping laughed. His laugh was a little playful. The Kuan king established a cult. The two kings did not come to seek refuge with the eldest son of the earthly sovereign. Even when they met at the king battlefield previously, both sides did not seem to have any intention of getting close. Fang Ping did not doubt that both sides knew each other and were very familiar with each other. After all, the two kings were the earthly sovereign subordinates back then. It was impossible that they were not familiar with this prince. In the later stages of the North-South War, Both sides even worked together. Now that he thought about it, both sides were quite indifferent when they met this time. Hongyu. The three saints sought refuge with the Koen king. Could it be that the two kings are protecting Hongyu? Daoist Fengyan really dared to guess and say anything. Is that person in the space battlefield Hongyu? If the two kings are protecting him, his strength is not weak. Moon Spirit, the two kings, Wangwu Mountain, they were not weaklings. The two kings had the combat strength of a heavenly king when they joined forces. They were stronger than the three saints. Moon Spirit also had the strength of a heavenly king. When she went crazy, anyone would be wary of her. If Hongyu really had a plan, both sides would be on his side. That would be a powerful force. Interesting. They are all from the earthly sovereign family. Why is the earthly sovereign family so busy? Why haven't the other 8 emperors made any moves? Fong Ping pondered. Among the 9 emperors, the one who knew the most was the earthly sovereign. Of course, Emperor Nan had his subordinates too. The old ancestor, who was Emperor Nan's mount back then. There was really no news about the other emperors. Of course, there was also that crazy celestial polarity. Fong Ping did not know which emperor's descendant he was as he thought about it. Fong Ping quickly flipped through the information. There was indeed one. Celestial polarity, the son of Emperor Shi. He has been sleeping in the ruins of Emperor Shi's palace for many years. He has the strength of a heavenly king. Emperor Shi's son, Emperor Nan's mount, Emperor Shi's son, Emperor North's daughter, earthly sovereign's son. In addition, it was said that the Dragon Emperor had some relationship with the Beast Emperor. In this case, Emperor Renhuang, Emperor Spirit, Emperor God, and Emperor Donghuang did not have any backup. However, Fong Ping also knew some. For example, Emperor Spirit liked big cats. From the few records, Emperor Donghuang seemed to be a good person. Emperor God was the ancestor of monster plants. He cultivated monster plants. Emperor Fong Ping raised his eyebrows suddenly. He still felt a little strange about the title of emperor. It could be said that emperor did not have much of a presence from beginning to end. According to some previous information, this emperor with the title of human emperor was a bit like the younger brother of the earthly emperor. Whatever Emperor Earth said, this guy followed suit. After looking at the information for a while, Fong Ping did not stay any longer. He wanted to go to Defei Nation first. After that, he would go to the 3 great treasure lands and then to the central deity. If possible, he would see if he could create some chaos. Was true Lord Heroic Earth not on good terms with the Thunder Guardian? Perhaps he could do something. There was also that cheap father of his, who was also in desperation. If he broke through to the peak, would it also arouse his ambition? Fong Ping was flying in the direction of Defei Nation. At the same time, Earth, Magic City. The cat was lying on the lawn, sunbathing under a thick blanket. Suddenly, it opened its half-squinted eyes and looked at the void in front of it. There was nothing in the void. There was no one. It was very quiet. Not only was it quiet in front, but the Fong family behind it was also very quiet. The cat looked at the void in front of it for a long time. After an unknown amount of time, a voice came from the void. "Brother Cat, it's been a long time." The cat looked at the void for a while, lying on the ground. Its eyes were half-squinted, and it yawned. "You're not Little Sword anymore. Is there a difference?" "There is." The cat muttered, "I like Little Sword, not you. You should leave quickly. Otherwise, if you stay here, the swindler will stab you to death when he comes back." "Brother Cat." In the void, a complicated voice sounded. "Brother Cat is free and unfettered in the 3 realms. Why do you have to participate in these things? If you do it yourself, I'm afraid you won't have a good ending." Years ago, Heavenly Hound made a move personally, and it died in the end. Since Brother Cat is sleeping, why don't you continue to sleep? The cat Heavenly Hound, the beloved of heaven and earth. However, Brother Cat has already fallen into the trap. If you don't leave now, I'm afraid you'll be in big trouble. The cat continued to lie on the ground, covering its head with the blanket, snoring. "Brother Cat." I'm just reminding Brother Cat. Can Fong Ping really save the world? Even Martial Kings can't. Can he really do it? Brother Cat and Fong Ping are too involved. If this goes on, I'm afraid it'll be hard to escape. The cat stopped snoring. It lifted the blanket irritably, revealing its fat head. It said angrily, "What are you guys trying to do? Do you have to fight? You can't not fight. Back then, you destroyed my cat palace, the heavenly realm, and the land realm. Now I'm sleeping in the human world, and you guys still want to fight. If you keep fighting, I won't even have a place to sleep." The cat felt wronged. Was it not good to be well? In the past, he could still sleep in the heavenly realm. Later, he went to the land realm, and then the earthly emperor god dynasty was destroyed, and the land realm was gone. Now it was indeed just a piece of barren land. Now, the human world also wanted to fight. Were they going to destroy the human world too? The cat felt wronged, and then said angrily, "If you keep fighting and destroy the three realms, I won't have anything to eat or drink. I'll starve to death. That year, you lied to me. You went to the celestial cemetery and became stronger. You came back and killed the bad guys, and then you stopped fighting. But you lied to me. You came back and became stronger. You killed the bad guys, and you're still fighting. Not only are you fighting, but you also want me to fight with you. I hate you." The void was silent. After a while, unquestionable Jian sighed softly. "But what's different now? When you're here with Fong Ping, don't you fight frequently? You said you won't fight. What about the celestial cemetery incident this time? What about the sealing of the passageway and pretending to be Fong Ping? You revealed your strength in the catacombs, set up the all heavens and myriad realms ranking, and made people mistakenly think that Li Zhen was in the human world. What about that? You fought many times before. The Sky Destroyer fell into Li Chongqing's hands. The God-slaying saber was given to Fong Ping. The heaven-confining bell was given to King Wu, and now you're even guarding Magic City. Brother Cat, don't tell me this counts as fighting?" The cat muttered, "I didn't fight, and I didn't fight. You've become bad. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Leave now, or I'll call someone to beat you up. Brother Cat, leave now, leave now." "Fine. Since Brother Cat doesn't want to see me, then let's not talk about what happened in the past. But from now on, I hope Brother Cat won't get involved in Q-Sword's matters." The cat looked at the void, seeming a little angry and a little sad. "Soon," it muttered, "I won't mention it then, but you still owe me something. When you left, I gave you a big fish. Now I don't have any fish to eat. You have to return it to me." Unquestionable Jian smiled faintly. "All right, I'll send it over in a few days." The cat ignored him. Its tail covered its head, and its buttocks stuck up. It looked like it did not want to talk or look at him anymore. Unquestionable Jian sighed softly. Soon, the void fluctuated, and the world resumed its clamor. At this moment, a figure broke through the air and arrived. Wu Quishan looked around. Looking at the cat with its fat buttocks stuck up, he could not help but laugh. He said, "Cat, just now this place, go, go, go. Don't bother me. I want to sleep." Wu Quishan was helpless. He had just sensed something unusual and rushed over quickly. But the cat did not say anything, so he could not do anything. Fong Ping was not around, so he could not order this cat around. Chapter 1076. Fong Ping did not know about the exchange between the cat and Unquestionable Sword. At this moment, Fong Ping had already arrived at Defei Nation. It was a huge place. When Fong Ping landed directly from the sky of the Goblin Kingdom's imperial court, the powerhouses in the city who were on high alert earlier were now greeting him loudly. "Your Highness, Jinan." Fong Ping's expression was indifferent. Without saying a word, he stepped onto the air and entered the splendid palace. As soon as he landed, a large number of people rushed over from all directions. There were men and women. There were strong ones and weak ones. Up ahead, someone was purifying the Tao. Your Highness, Your Highness." Beside him, some old cultivators gathered around, looking like they wanted to report something important. Fong Ping was not interested in listening to all this. He raised his hand and said, "I'll rest for a while. I'll go to the Celestial Court very soon. Deal with the miscellaneous matters on your own." The elders dressed in official robes had helpless looks on their faces. On the Defei Nation side, True Lord Defei had to oversee Heavenly Cloud Island and had not come for a long time. Yunxing hadn't been to Defei Kingdom for more than 10 years. Now that there was a change in the divine court, a lot of things had accumulated. Hearing him say this, a rank 9 powerhouse couldn't help but say, "Your Highness, the various god nations are in a mess now. Some divine masters have fallen, and the other god nations are trying to annex them. Our dynasty is powerful, with a divine master and Heavenly Cloud Island as our foundation. Your Highness, this is an opportunity that cannot be missed." The old official said anxiously, "Your Highness, now that we have annexed the surrounding god kingdoms and many divine masters have fallen, the god court will not interfere. They will only tacitly approve of this. At that time, Your Highness might be able to gather the energy of the divine nations and become a true god." "Your Highness." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows slightly. Why was the evil sect's god nation similar to that of the catacombs? They all walked this path. Previously, he was still thinking that these god kingdoms were only useful to the weak and that the resources were only provided to the weak. From the looks of it now, he also had the intention of strengthening himself. The Tao of the people, Fong Ping, initially did not want to bother with him. But now he said mildly, "Then we'll send troops to conquer all sides. The divine master has fallen, but my father is still alive. I am also about to ascend to the true God realm. Who in the surrounding divine nations would dare to disobey me?" Chaos was good. Great battle. He couldn't wait for a war to break out on the evil sect's side. Only now did he realize that the flying Earth God nation was quite powerful. Very quickly, Fong Ping's gaze flickered slightly. Also, we can contact the Water Emperor territory. Let them attack at the same time. "Your Highness." Previously, everyone was satisfied with Fong Ping's reply. Now that many Lord Gods had died, and true Lord Earthfly was still alive, it would not be a problem for them to attack some god nations. Yet now, His Highness intends to even participate in the battle? Now that Protector Shui and Heavenly Cloud Island Lord had left, true Monarch Earthfly was the strongest expert of Heavenly Cloud Island. Logically speaking, he was indeed qualified to join hands with Protector Shui. However, that was Protector Shui's sovereign domain. Without Protector Shui, wouldn't it be too risky? They sensed danger, but Fong Ping suddenly thought of something and said quickly, "That's it. Tell the Water Emperor region that this is the will of me and my father." Now that the divine sect was in chaos, if they did not strengthen themselves now, when would they? Time was of the essence, and they had to be quick. They had to send out their troops immediately to conquer the 4 directions. When I corroborate my Tao as a true god, all the pressure will disappear. Having said that, Fong Ping shouted, "All of you are important ministers of God Nation. If God Nation is strong, all of you are strong. Seize more treasures of heaven and earth. Seize more territory and people. And the chances of you corroborate your Tao will be greater. Now that the 3 realms are in chaos, the Earth realm and the human realm are also fighting endlessly. Both are becoming stronger. How can we stay where we are?" Fong Ping shouted, "Send troops quickly. I hope that when I return, I can hear good news." He wanted to start a war as soon as he arrived. This was also related to the current situation. Thunder Protector Shui and true Lord Earth Hero suddenly fell out. The evil sect was somewhat chaotic. The people were restless, and now some Lord Gods had their own ideas. In the past, war might not break out at this time. If it really broke out, God Court would not sit back and watch them annex those god nations. But now, who would stop them? As Fong Ping said that, he ignored them and walked directly toward the direction of the palace where the energy was the densest. Since he was here, he might as well take some good stuff back. Humans were poor. The last time he robbed the land of the 3 realms, the harvest was not small, but there were many humans. And he himself had consumed a lot of energy. Now he had to consume a lot of Origin Chi to maintain the rapid progress of Origin Tao. Without Origin Chi, no matter how hard those apparitions worked, they could not open up a path. With sufficient Origin Chi, he could even expand the source world. If he could walk like Song Mao, he would be even stronger. Fong Ping went to the Earth-flying God Nation's treasury and directly caused a war in the God Nation. At this moment, in the central area of God Court. This time, everyone did not gather in the Earth King Hall, but in another temple. Thunder Protector sat high on the throne, and on both sides, there were some powerhouses sitting. On the left, a stern-looking middle-aged man with a square face sat in the main seat. He wore yellow battle armor, and his aura was extremely domineering. True Lord Earth Hero, the Earth King's direct descendant, the God Court Army's commander. On the right, True Lord Earthkey sat in the main seat with a smile on his face, relatively indifferent. Since Earthly Hero and Thunder Protector had a conflict, some of his previous worries were gone. Of course, he was not an Emperor-level opponent, but once he joined forces with Earthly Hero, they might not be afraid of Thunder Protector. At this moment, in the main hall, the atmosphere was stagnant. After an unknown period of time, True Lord Earthkey on the left said in a low voice, "Thunder Protector, now that everyone is here, won't you give us an explanation? A few days ago, you trespassed into the Earth King Hall. The Earth King Hall's array exploded, and thousands of God Court soldiers died." Having said that, he continued, "Protector, you kept saying that you were chasing after the Netherworld King in misery, but Earthly Wisdom and Earthly Wisdom died one after another. They were all under the Protector's orders to leave God Court to handle some matters. When they died, you were outside God Court, Protector." True Lord Earthkey said indifferently, "Did you go to find the Netherworld King, or did you just sit and watch?" "Above," Thunder Protector said indifferently. "Are you trying to say that I deliberately sent them to their deaths?" Thunder Protector sneered. "They didn't die in my hands, but in Fong Ping's hands. Earthly Hero, did you go into closed-door cultivation until your brain exploded? What good would I get from killing them?" Thunder Protector snorted and said indifferently, "Moreover, it's not your place to question me. As for the Earth King Hall incident, it was just an accident. I patrolled the hall and didn't expect the array to explode. What's there to explain?" "Thunder Protector, it can't be that simple, right?" Earthly Hero said with an unfriendly look. "The restriction of the Earth King Hall will never attack the surroundings. Someone must have triggered the array, or even attacked it, which caused the array to explode." "What are you trying to say?" Thunder Sovereign said coldly. "Earthly Hero, you keep provoking me. Do you think I can't do anything to you?" "That's not what I mean." True Lord Earthkey thought for a while and decided that it was not a good time to fall out with Thunder Protector. So he quickly said, "Earthly Wisdom and Earthly Wisdom died one after another. If the Divine Sect continues to sit and watch, everyone will be in danger. As for the Netherworld King, since he hasn't shown up, we don't need to care about him anymore. My idea is for Protector to come forward and the Divine Sect to exterminate Fong Ping and these demons in the human world. Protector is a venerable emperor powerhouse. Who in the human world can resist him? This time, when he enters the human world, he will kill all high-ranked martial artists and above. If he controls the human world, even if King Wu doesn't die, he will be alone when he returns. How can he resist the Divine Sect?" True Lord Earthkey said again, "Sir, you always said that we can't do anything in case Pluto shows up. But even if Pluto shows up, what can he do?" True Lord Earthkey said coldly, "Even if Pluto becomes emperor, Earthly Hero is not afraid. If you are afraid, then let me and Ground Oddity deal with Pluto. The true gods in the human world are just Fong Ping and Snake King. What is there to be afraid of? Please give the order to break into the human world and avenge the 2 Divine Masters. No, not just 2. The Divine Masters who stayed in the graveyard of the gods were also killed by Fong Ping. The 2 Divine Masters who captured Wang Jinyang and the others also died inexplicably. There were too many Divine Masters who died in the hands of Fong Ping and the others." True Lord Earthkey said coldly, "If the Divine Sect doesn't do anything after killing so many Divine Masters, who in the 3 realms will take the Divine Sect seriously from now on? Is the Divine Sect that the sect leaders spent so much effort to create going to be at the mercy of others? With so many Divine Masters killed, he was the only one who didn't know before because he was in seclusion. Otherwise, he would have killed his way into the human world to take revenge. All these years, other than the suppressing heavenly king, who else could make the divine sect suffer such a big loss? The Thunder Protector was unwilling to fight for his own selfish reasons. He didn't want to get hurt or die in the battle. He let the divine sect's reputation be ruined, which made Earthly Hero very unhappy. He knew what the Thunder Protector was thinking. This person dared to trespass the Earth King Hall. He was probably interested in the treasures in the hall. However, the Thunder Protector was not invincible. He and Ground Oddity had the confidence to fight him. There were also many other true gods. If they joined forces, he would not be able to win. The Thunder Emperor said calmly, "Earthly Hero, aren't you afraid that once the divine sect makes a move, you will become the Three Realms' public enemy? The divine sect is strong, but even if they can rival the Three Realms' powerhouses, if they suffer heavy losses and the divine masters die, how will you explain to the sect leader when he returns? A group of fence-sitters who bully the weak and fear the strong." Earthly Hero didn't care. This group of trash is greedy for life and afraid of death. As long as they are not at death's door, why would they join forces? Fong Ping killed many true gods before, but these people didn't make a move. Is Fong Ping not a hidden danger? Sir, they can even tolerate Fong Ping. The divine sect is powerful. As long as they don't show hostility, why would they make a move? His words gained the approval of many divine masters. This was the current Three Realms. Those powerhouses did not care about it. Even if they knew it was a hidden danger, they didn't want to be the first to stand out. The divine sect wiped out the demons in the human world with lightning speed. Would these people dare to make a move? After that, as long as they gradually nibbled away, it would not be difficult to unify the Three Realms. They wanted to unify the Three Realms, but the Thunder Protector had his own thoughts. So what if he unified the Three Realms? When the Earth King and the others returned, it would still be their world, and he was still the divine sect's protector. Now, after seizing the Celestial Emperor's golden body and the Earth King's treasure, improving his strength was the key. And once he made a move, if the Netherworld King was there, it was likely to be a battle. When the battle ended and the Earth King and the others returned, it would be too late. Earthly Hero cultivated until he became stupid. At this time, was it necessary to be Earth King's dog? If he was not strong, how could he survive in the Three Realms? A great change was coming. At that time, the stronger he was, the more chances he had. If he was not strong, he would die sooner or later. We can't be careless, the Thunder Protector said, and thought for a while. If we start a war rashly, if we get entangled for too long, the divine sect may become the enemy of the Three Realms. The sect leader is not here. I can't put the divine sect in danger. Earthly Hero, you're right. If we kill Earthly Zhou and Earthly Wisdom and the divine sect has no reaction, it's not right. If that's the case, Earthly Hero, you take the two divine masters and lead part of the divine palace army to hunt the martial artists in the outer regions of the god continent. Lure Fong Ping and the others to attack and kill them. I'll secretly track the Netherworld King's whereabouts. Once the other party attacks, I'll kill the Netherworld King. There was only one meaning in his words. Go. I'll hold the line for you. As for whether to hold the line or not, I've already said I'll be in the dark. How can I be discovered? If Earthly Hero did not leave, his plan would not succeed. Earthly Hero was loyal to the Earth King. A group of divine masters were also Earthly Hero's contacts. These people were afraid of the Earth King. If they continued to stay in the divine palace, it would be a disaster. At the thought of this, the Thunder Protector quickly said, "Let's do it this way." "Sir." Earthly Hero's expression was ugly. Is he sending me away? Without the sect master's orders, I can't leave the divine palace. The sect master isn't here. Is true Lord Earthly Hero not flexible? The Thunder Protector said lightly, the sect master and sect protector aren't here. The divine palace protectors are supreme. Commander Earthly Hero, have you forgotten about this? No. Earthly Hero said without thinking. The divine palace army will only listen to the sect master. Without the sect master's orders, no one can move. So, you were just teasing me when you said that we'll annihilate the demons in the human world? That's not what I meant. Earthly Hero was also speechless. He quickly said, if Sir wants to eliminate the demons in the human world, Earthly Hero can leave the Divine Palace. The Thunder Protector sneered, his face full of disdain. At this moment, Earthly Hero and the others did not say a word. When Earthly Hero looked at them, Earthly Hero laughed. I heard that Protector Feng is still in the Three Realms. Why don't you ask him to come back and discuss with us? That way, Sir won't be put in a difficult position. Daoist Fengyan was still in the Three Realms. If another venerable sovereign came back, it might be much better. The Thunder Protector said coldly, Fengyun's whereabouts are uncertain. Since the sect master left, he hasn't shown up except for one message. Even when Earthly Hero and Earthly Hero died, he didn't ask. Who knows where he is now? Everyone felt helpless. Daoist Fengyan hadn't shown up since last time. They didn't know where he had gone. Otherwise, with the two venerable sovereigns, many things would be much easier. Now, they had the internal affairs of the divine sect under control. Earthly Hero wanted to take revenge, but he didn't dare to go. If he went, he was afraid that the Thunder Protector would continue to invade the Divine Palace. But if he didn't go, it was obviously impossible for the Thunder Protector to go. The huge divine sect now had two venerable sovereigns, two masters close to the Emperor realm, and many ordinary true gods, but they couldn't even take revenge on the human world. Everyone fell silent again. At this time, Earthly Hero suddenly laughed. Since Protector Feng hasn't returned, why don't we discuss it later? Use the sect master's order to summon Protector Feng back. I think Protector Feng will come back soon after he receives the news. Someone agreed. That's the only way, Earthly Hero said. But the divine sect's strength has been greatly damaged, and earthly wisdom and earthly god have fallen, which makes things worse. Enlightenment Cliff has been closed for many years. In my opinion, we should take this opportunity to open Enlightenment Cliff, so that the Divine Palace's source powerhouses and the true gods can enter Enlightenment Cliff. If we can add a few more true gods, the divine sect won't be as strained as it is now. Earthly Hero sighed. The 72 divine masters are no longer worthy of their name. Only more than half of the divine masters are still alive. A few years ago, Enlightenment Cliff's power was exhausted, and it needed to rest. Now that Enlightenment Cliff has been closed for many years, its power has long been restored, and it should be opened again. Hearing this, everyone's eyes flickered. Soon someone laughed. I think Earthly Hero's words are feasible. Now that the divine sect is in a panic, once a new divine master appears, this anxiety will be quickly suppressed, and the divine sect's strength will be strengthened. Everyone looked at each other. Who didn't have 3 to 5 disciples? Enlightenment Cliff had been closed for many years, and no peak had appeared all these years. But they didn't lack rank 9 subordinates. If someone on their side could prove their Tao, they would have more confidence. Even the Thunder Protector was tempted. Glancing at Earthly Hero, the Thunder Protector suddenly said, according to the Divine Sect's rules, the Protectors can arrange for 3 people to enter, and the Divine Masters can arrange for 1 person to enter. If we want to open Enlightenment Cliff, we have to follow this rule. At this, true Lord Earthly Hero frowned. My lord, the Divine Court Army isn't the Divine Master's army, but the Divine Court Army's army. If we want to open Enlightenment Cliff, we have to send someone from the Divine Court Army, according to the Thunder Protector. Only he could recommend 1 person from the Divine Court Army, but Thunder Protector could recommend 3 people. That wouldn't do. The Thunder Protector said coldly, rules can't be ignored. Earthly Hero, either we open it, or we have to follow the Divine Court Army's rules. Are you refusing to open Enlightenment Cliff? As he said this, he looked at the true gods below him. Do you agree? 1 person was more than enough. There were only a few people close to them, so they couldn't really send everyone in. As for Earthly Hero, that was his problem. As the commander of the Divine Court Army, he naturally hoped to send more people in. Earthly Hero's expression was ugly. How could he refuse now? The Thunder Protector used the rules to suppress him, and he had just used the rules to reject him. Now, if he said no, the true gods present would probably fall out with him. Yes! Earthly Hero took a deep breath, feeling a little depressed. When the sect leader was here, the Thunder Protector would not dare to be so presumptuous. Now that the sect leader had just left, the Divine Court's reputation had been swept away, and Thunder Protector was coveting the sect leader's treasures. He deserved to be killed. He hated in his heart. Earthly Hero glanced at Fei. True Lord Fei looked happy and nodded slightly, indicating that he understood. If Enlightenment Cliff was opened, Yunsheng would probably succeed in proving his Tao. Yunsheng could be ranked in the top 30 of the Three Realms Rank 9 ranking. Even if Fong Ping did not count the Divine Court Rank 9, he was still a top Rank 9 powerhouse in the Three Realms. Becoming a true god was often just a matter of a thought. Everyone looked at each other, satisfied. As for the matter of Earthly Hero and the Thunder Protector, they had been suppressed. Neither of them was weak, and they did not want to take sides or express their stance now. Even if they did, they had to sell it for a good price. The evil sect powerhouses had discussed to open Enlightenment Cliff. At this time, Fong Ping was also surprised. There were many good things in Fei God Nation's treasury. It was not a small matter to occupy a country in the Celestial Realm fragment. 500 heavenly golden lotuses. Yes, 500. Back then, the number of heavenly golden lotuses was 1 petal. Although the heavenly golden lotus was only a rank 8 treasure, it was born in the Forbidden Sea and was also a rare treasure. It was also a good thing to increase mentality. Of course, when mentality had reached 3,000 hertz and above, this thing was not very useful anymore. But no matter what, it was still a good treasure. There were not many things that could increase mentality. Fong Ping did not expect that in Fei God Nation, just a country, he could find so many heavenly golden lotuses. Was there a lotus pond in the cult headquarters? Did it specialize in breeding heavenly golden lotuses? Fong Ping seriously suspected that this was the truth. A heavenly golden lotus had 8 petals. 1 petal was worth 20 billion, 160 billion. 500 of them were worth as much as 80 trillion, which could increase his wealth by 8 billion points. Fong Ping swallowed. He did not even dare to take them. If the system increased his wealth and it suddenly broke 100 billion, his aura would be exposed instantly. Would the evil sect powerhouses not gossip about him? Forget it. I'll spend like crazy. Fong Ping calculated in his heart. He still had more than 70 billion points of wealth. He had to spend some of it. Imperishable substance and origin chi were the 2 things that cost the most money. Fong Ping used to exchange for whatever he used, but now 100,000 points of origin chi. Fong Ping exchanged for 100,000 clouds in the blink of an eye. 10 billion points. Rich people could do whatever they wanted. Fong Ping also exchanged for 10,000 points of imperishable substance, exchanging for 1 million yuan in one go. It was still 10 billion points. At this moment, Fong Ping still had 53 billion points of wealth left. His storage space expanded to 2 million cubic meters last time. Fong Ping felt that he might have to move more things this time. If that was the case, should he expand it a little more? 2 million cubic meters was not that big. 10,000 cubic meters was only 500 million points of wealth. If he expanded it to 800,000 cubic meters, it would only be 40 billion points. A storage space of 2 million cubic meters. Had anyone seen such a big storage space? Would the storage rings of the Three Realms powerhouses added together be as big as his own space? Leaving 13 billion points is enough. I have a feeling that my gains this time will be shocking. At this moment, Fong Ping did not feel the pinch when he spent his wealth. What was there to feel the pinch? The value of the treasure trove in front of him was shocking. The evil sect was really rich. Compared to the evil sect, the boundaries were almost beggars. What was there to worry about? Fong Ping did what he said. Very quickly, his storage space expanded to 2 million cubic meters. At this moment, Fong Ping was satisfied. Only then did he have the guts to take those treasures. 500 heavenly golden lotuses. I want them all. This thing was only slightly useful for rank 7 and 8 powerhouses. True Lord Earthfly had no use for it. Otherwise, he would not have left it here. As for himself, could he not use it to cultivate people? Heavenly Cloud Island had so many martial artists. It would not be a problem if he used it to cultivate some direct descendants, right? Golden body fruits that were useful for body honing were also plentiful. Fong Ping quickly kept them in his pocket. It's mine. Life essence, I want it. Energy fluid. It was not worth much. Forget it, he took it anyway. It was worth some money. Although the energy here was so rich that it was almost useless, Earth was poor. It would be a treasure if he brought it back. At this moment, Fong Ping wanted to just move the treasure trove here. Why bother going to the Kunwang Palace? That you're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.